superpower Russia beside him. He doesn't need to. You know, I'm pretty sure Putin would say, "Oh, don't embarrass me. You got all these weapons at your disposal, fucking drones, jets, whatever." But then, as soon as you hear we're gonna pull out all these chemical weapons, you know,
I like this guy already.
way before it happens. All it is taking out private banking countries, put in the Rothschild Bank.
It's content.
One world bank, one world order. You know.
Dude, I know exactly what you mean, dude.
Right at the doorstep.
I'm all about that conspiracy shit.
Scary stuff. You know?
What's your biggest truth conspiracy? What's your biggest one?
Oh my god, I'd scare you away with my biggest one.
No. Say it. Dude, I'm all in that shit, dude.
Flat Earth.
Hey, mama!
Are you?
Yeah, dude. I knew it, dude.
Let me tell you my only problem. My only problem with the flat Earth is that if snipers didn't calculate the curvature of the Earth, they'd miss their target.
That's not true.
No, but it is true. It's a fact.
It's overhyped.
It's a fact. I'm telling you it's a fact because I've done it.
Density and
Hey, I'm an expert marksman. I'm telling you for a fact.
Okay, but I could. Okay, you'd have to send me stuff where I can actually show you so you can see. But like, it doesn't. Other than that, okay, the curvature math. 8 inches per
like I'm fine with it being a
mile,
flat
right?
Earth,
Like,
but it's got to be a dome flat Earth.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Hill.
That's it
Yeah.
is. It's 100%.
Hey, mama!
But if you look at the angle of the curve that I have to calculate to hit my target over 2 miles away, if you look at that curve and you continue that curve,
in my opinion,
it will make the globe.
That can be explained differently, but I'm not an expert.
It can be explained with math. I am an expert. That's what I was telling you.
Okay, yeah. So I'll show you because I have heard and seen the people say that online, and I've seen.
No, I mean I physically calculated the curvature of the Earth before I took my shot, and then took my shot and then hit it. And if you continue the curvature of my shot,
I guarantee you I can find. I'm not going to speak of it now because I'm not. It's just through this rabbit hole, everything can be explained. I'm going to say I guarantee you there's a reason. I don't know it, but I'll find it for you. You can you believe that until I can disprove it for you. I can't comment now because I haven't researched that. I heard it. But like buoyancy, density, all that type of stuff could, you know, I get what you're saying. But they give you the math. They can say, here's the math for the curve. When that's just the math of like the mass just will end up falling over a distance because the density that the bullet's heavier than the air. I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm saying like I'm sure I can find some
we need him in our
that will explain it.
What I'm saying is, simply put, whenever I go to take a shot over a mile, okay, I have to calculate the curve of that surface, okay, not for the drop, but for the gravity that pulls the bullet. Now my shot, it's going to stop within 2 miles. That's fine. But if I continue that shot, okay, if I continue the calculation of the curvature of the Earth, like I'm trying to shoot a bullet around the world and then hit me in the back of my head, the math also checks out for that. If I had a gun
around the Earth?
If I had a gun powerful enough, I could calculate with the equations that we have to go completely around the Earth. But
See,
obviously we don't have that kind of gun. Obviously we don't have that kind of bullet.
They have that Navy,
but the math still checks out. Just because I don't have a gun strong enough to shoot me.
Lasers and railguns.
Just because I don't have a.
But I'm telling you, it can't go around because it's not round like that.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
it's like a snow globe.
If I had a gun strong enough to shoot a bullet, to shoot me in the back of the head, that math exists, and the curvature of that math is the curvature, at least as they say, right? Just taking the arbitrary environment, that curvature is the curve of the entire planet, as other people have reported separately.
This discussion
and if I didn't calculate that curve,
we're going to pause that because I hear you, and I haven't done that specific comment argument, so I haven't researched where I can. But I will find it. Because other than that, now let's
this discussion will be had over ale.
I'll come back and talk about that once I know it.
Hey,
yeah, let's go to the tavern.
Let's go to the tavern. I'm gonna drop off my kit. I'm gonna drop off my kit.
Let's go get drunk. You need
and
food?
you guys have some meat or something on you? I'm too busy talking. I'm not doing anything.
Let me just switch my OBS.
Okay, so forget that one comment. I'll find the answer for you, and I'll share it, send you the video or whatever.
Hey, want me to take your kit and drop it off? Okay. Did I close this door? I did. cyanide pills. Bum 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 bum. On my way. This guy knows, dude. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's tavern time.
How they couldn't explain it back then, or no, like I know it's 100%
Yeah,
true
I
now.
agree,
Like it's
I agree.
literally the waters above the dome, God's throne. The aliens is just the
Aliens are
endless-
just demons.
You ever look at a telescope? Aliens are just like demons and
Yeah.
or fallen angels. as far as I'm concerned.
Aleister Crowley summoned demons. That
But
look
you ever look at stars and stuff in telescopes?
just lights.
Yeah, I was
They're
always told don't look in the sky.
one-dimensional balls of light. You know what I mean? They look nothing like the CGI that they show us. Am I going the right way?
Yeah,
I'm
it's over
just
here.
Too busy talking.
No, you're good. You're good, Chaplain. You're good. Keep reaching.
And it's like
love this
soulminescence
guy.
is what it's called. Like if you were to put like a, let's say, petri dish with some water on a speaker, and depending on the megahertz or whatever it's coming out, then it'll pulsate the water, and it might look like beautiful, like a snowflake, or it might look like real, like heavy rock. If you play that type of music, it'll look all distorted and just, vicious, kind of,
Yeah.
not pretty, not organized. Same thing with like stars when you look at it, and music. That's the one thing on Earth that's not original from Earth. It's music. Right, so that's why I say all music is supposed to, like, it's always worshiping something, whether you're really worshiping money and hoes, listen to rap or not. That's the intention music is made for, is worship. But okay, anyway, so like you can look at stars that are pretty and stuff in a telescope, and they have like a nice pattern or very distorted or whatever. But you look at it, it looks nothing like NASA shows us. They all look like these one-dimensional. You can't land on them. Like the moon is just
Yeah.
a million things I can tell you that's so fake about the moon.
I don't
it's
think
like
it's.
not
I don't
even,
think it's solid. I don't know what it is.
It's not. It's not. You're right. It's not solid. But like flat Earth was the biggest, because I was all these rabbit holes I believe and stuff now. But that's the one thing
It's the
I
biggest
mocked
one.
people was flat Earth.
The final
Was,
red pill.
like I mocked it, and then like I'm in a debate with these people. I'm like, you know what? I actually can't debate what I actually supposedly believe. Like, I don't even know how far the sun is. Okay, and then I find, they know it's 93 million miles away, but I don't, and I'm the one defending this system. Being an awakened truther, that is pretty sad. Just, it sounds so crazy that the Earth is fucking flat and not, well, we've got astronauts, they're all Freemasons. Oh, shit. But, it's the one thing you're indoctrinated to, like a little kid all the way up.
The system's rigged from the start, dude.
It is, yeah, and it's like the biggest lie ever. Not can everything prove it, but let's say you're a Christian, and maybe they didn't know vocabulary to explain it or something back then. But what it does is just by believing in the globe, just the globe, might not sound that big, but that's denying page 1 of the Bible. The Bible is God's word. So you have all these Christians that say they're Christians, and if you were to say, you know what, the Earth's actually flat, they'd fucking call you stupid and all this stuff, which I was guilty of. But they're the ones denying their own Bible, because most Christians are lukewarm. They don't know like half the meaning. Just like I always thought demons were actually, fallen angels. They're not. They're the spirits of the Nephilim, the giants.
Yeah.
But like people just like
Overall,
even
get your
don't
drink
even
off the
know their
floor.
own religion or their own faith. So that is when
It's
like
coming right
100% every single word of the Bible is true. Like
You need another one?
I'm good.
I need some food.
the firmament, the dome.
Who?
You can't land on stars or planets. They're really close to us, and like they rotate.
Yeah, they rotate
Yes.
360 degrees, following Polaris.
I can cook some food.
Exactly. And
Polaris
like
does
when I
not
say like,
move.
well, how's winter or whatever? Well, like the course is closer during the summer, and then like it gets bigger and expands towards the outer rim, which would be Antarctica. Like Antarctica goes all the way around, 200 to 300 foot ice wall. Like that's in the winter season. It's on a bigger radius, and that's why it's winter because the sun's farther from us. But people won't even get that far to even look at the model. They just shut you down and say you're stupid. Sorry, I didn't even realize you threw something at me. Yapping my gums off.
Preach, Chaplain, preach.
Oh yeah, I will. I'm scared. I'll get people stuck at their jobs. You can't go anywhere. You're gonna listen to me today, stranger. Like I would get vape juice. I fucking hate you. You're stuck behind that counter. You're gonna listen to me now. You got nowhere to go.
This
But I'll
is
just say that shit to strangers. Just to challenge like their minds, see if they can. And there are a couple people I've changed, converted into that, and that's what I hope to do.
Dude.
Most of the people think I'm a loony fucking retard, but as a Christian, like our goal is supposed to like be the watchman and warn people. Like, hey, like everything in the Bible's pretty much fulfilled except for the Antichrist. Once Syria,
I know who the
Damascus
Antichrist
falls,
is.
the Antichrist comes. It's probably
And
Jared
my,
Kushner. It's gonna be a
Dude, how do you know this shit? What the fuck?
Really? Well, he's got the 666 tower.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Make it a
years
microchip.
ago,
Dude, this
Years
guy
ago
knows
when I-
exactly everything I know. Are you in the same conspiracy
Yeah,
server I'm in?
really well researched into it, so that's awesome. You definitely gotta add me for sure.
Do you know Chris?
What's your name
I'm
anyway? Your
Luke.
gamer tag.
I am Luke
You're
Teal.
Luke. And your gamer tag is Luke Teal.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Luke Teal.
Okay. I'm Scott, and my gamer tag's Massa. And
2690.
we're talking about the slaves, like slave trading. So yes, Massa. Yeah, because I did
Okay,
that. Never mind.
dude.
I'm going on a different subject. But
Massa.
anyway, yeah, we'll talking about something about something. Something about something. It's so much when I talk, I forget because it's just, it's just it's so many rabbit holes and so many hours and years of research. So that's awesome. You know all this stuff too, because there's very few minds. And it's just interesting conversation. Like, at the very least, people don't like stimulating their mind.
Yeah.
We'll talk about, like, okay, I like playing some sports, but I cannot sit around like the fucking turd balls and be like, oh, Luke Jarrett, I'm just making up names, I don't fucking know, but like, Kobe Bryant, you see how him gets, oh no, he can't beat Shaq, he can't, like, dude, you got nothing else to talk about but these other fucker, you know what I'm talking about, those type of people, right? Like, they'll literally talk about sports for an hour. Like, no, this dude better than that dude. Like, really?
I can't find you, but here's my friend code. That's my friend code.
What's that?
I just... Oh, you're Xbox, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
Xbox.
Hold on one sec.
And I'm new to this game, so I'm a little, like,
You don't have access.
slow.
You'll have access to our Discord once you apply.
Do you use
And I
Discord?
gotta write this down now. I don't even
There's,
know what Discord is. I saw Discord
Ale
on
and the mortar and
Arc.
pestle for you guys. I'm just gonna run to the base for some food supplies.
Already, sir.
Alright. I know Arc, like, I would play Discord, the map, but what is Discord? Is it just a map? Is it a company? I have no idea.
Discord is like Skype, but a
Just a map.
lot better.
Is it a certain group of
Yeah,
people that
I gotta
own it or
finish
do
that.
it, or...
Oh, Discord is like
Skype
Skype,
is,
but a
Discord.
lot better. Discord is
Like
like
Skype.
it's like
Discord
better-
is a communications software program that you'll use to communicate.
Okay, I thought it was just like a map, like when you played Ark and it would say like the map Discord. I thought it was like a certain group of people.
No, I'd love to have you as a chaplain. I'd love you to preach your gospel. I mean, even if I don't share your view, that's the glory of America. I'm here
I
to
respect
protect
that,
freedom of
man.
speech.
That is
Hey.
awesome.
Hey, I'll
Thank
be
you.
his assistant because I know all this shit too.
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
that is awesome to have someone like that.
I was testing you earlier. I was like, "What's your biggest one?" And when you said it,
Yeah, because that
I
is
was
the
like,
biggest.
"My man!"
That's the one I stay away from people, like, to not
Dude,
give them
people
that
get
one, 'cause, like,
violent
they
over that.
totally shut you out when you say you're a flat earther.
Yeah, dude.
I might be able to trail you along real far with the other, like, satanic, Illuminati, all that other type of stuff. But once you say you're flat earth, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot. I can't listen to him.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, we know the Earth's round.
Do we though?
And that, like, I hate people to be like,
The
2019,
greatest
and people
deception.
still think the Earth is flat. No, not still. It's rediscovered. You know, I didn't never thought it was flat. I
Yeah.
rediscovered it.
Totally, that's the best word for it.
Yeah.
Rediscovered.
So when they say that, it makes you so mad. Like, oh, you know, 2019, people still believe the Earth's flat. No, not still, because I was indoctrinated with your bullshit.
Yeah. The
And
1500s.
I broke out of it. Yeah, yeah, it
Nicholas
was
Copernicus.
1500s with the and who was behind it? The Pope. The Pope at that
And Nicholas
time
Copernicus, the
wrote
Freemason.
personal letters to Copernicus.
Yeah.
Yep. He wrote personal letters to Copernicus and urged him to publish his findings. And then when Copernicus published his findings, the Jesuit pieces of shit, they went out and spread the message and contaminated it. And you know, even the founding fathers, you know, they're all Freemasons, but like it got really like Scottish Rite and stuff, Illuminati, 1776. It got really bigger,
hello.
like
Oh, it's
or
Mr.
satanic then.
Door
But anyway,
open.
Abraham
Welcome
Lincoln,
to
all of
our
them, like
island.
John Adams and like Jefferson, like in their journals,
Are you enjoying
they
yourself?
talk about the most dangerous
Yeah.
Just like blow the door.
most dangerous people are the Jesuits because they can blend into regular people.
Yeah. You know Trump is a Jesuit?
Oh yeah, he was mentored by a Jesuit.
Going off.
That's one thing with my Discord for conspiracy. Always like memes is like, oh, Trump is a Jesuit.
Hey, you know what some old lady told me
He
in a
is.
nursing
His
home?
mentor was one.
Listen to this, guy. This old lady in a nursing home told me that the end will be heralded by a sound of Trump Pence. Trump Pence.
Oh my
So,
God!
Real quick, does anyone have quick? Hold on, real quick. Does anyone before I die? Does anyone have cooked food? I'll comment on that as soon as I get some food. I'm gonna
Hey,
die
I have
in
a
2
medic.
seconds.
Yeah, you're not gonna die. I got you right here, man. Just don't move.
I'm too busy talking. I'm not doing
I need
anything.
some food
just
as well.
staring at you guys talking.
Why are you guys running out of food so much?
I haven't taken
I don't
any.
know. My guy eats it a lot, but I don't have any cooked food on me.
Here, I'll
I think
take
I
I'll
got
take
meat.
4.
I need to cook some.
Well, luckily the
I'm
tavern
gonna
will hook
die
you
in
up.
like 2 seconds.
No, you're not. You're still at 100 health. What are you talking about?
Thank you. Really? Because my vision's going.
Oh, you have a vitamin deficiency. That's what's going on. What vitamin is
is
it?
it?
What color?
They're all low. I'm low in yellow, like 2 pinks,
Oh.
and blue. Everything's low.
Dying.
Or you eat both of those.
Got any fish?
Do I
No.
fish?
Do we have any fish?
I got fish and chips on the way.
Yeah, eat both of those, man.
Fish and
That'll give you a
chips.
buff.
Yeah, my yellow and blues are still really low.
They'll equalize in a second.
Okay.
It takes a bit for each one to go up.
So there's so many tunnels, rabbit holes that we opened. So let's go down the Kushner one real quick. So way before I even knew of Kushner, under Obama's reign, first term, probably like a year or something, you know, 2 or whatever. We pretty much can't say 100%, but most likely the mark of the beast is going to be the RFID chip. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't
I would
take
agree.
the mark of the beast, you're right. If you don't take
Beheaded.
the mark of
You're
the
gonna be
beast, you won't be
beheaded.
able to buy, sell, or trade. Right.
I got
That goes into the
BC'd.
Noahide laws. And
Make
see,
sure nobody
I
goes in
always
my
thought
body. Just stand.
Jews are the chosen people. That's what you're brainwashed
Now,
as a
Rosa?
Christian. But they are
I got
the
you.
ones behind
I'm
it all.
watching.
The Talmudic Jews.
With ale and
You know, I didn't
mortar and
realize.
pestle.
I didn't realize like what the Jews actually believe. I thought, oh, they just believe in the Old Testament. Research what the Talmud is. Like that's the end of my rabbit hole too. It was always as a Christian, oh, you got to support Israel, got to bless Israel. Israel was never a nation. Israel was a people. It was the 12 tribes. Okay, and it was Jacob. Jacob's name changed to Israel, but they got you convinced to think that when the Rothschilds created Israel, okay, in the Balfour Declaration, and they signed you up through there. But always brainwashed, like most Western Christians. Oh, you got to support the Jews till the end. They're the chosen people. But one, they were the chosen. Then they denied Christ. They before they denied Christ, they went into their Babylonian ways and worshiped Moloch and Baal, who they still worship today.
And
Hillary Clinton's
Nimrod, no?
emails. Yeah, Nimrod was the first Antichrist. Tower of
Yeah.
Babel.
Tower of
He's
Babel, they were
probably
trying to get to heaven.
Yeah, and he's the spirit of the Antichrist, because it says the one who was, is no more, and is to come. You know, he was the first Antichrist, and anyway, where was I with that? So many doors are open now. I'm trying to figure
Yeah.
out what was the last thing.
We were just
Okay,
on.
well, yeah, I'll skip forward then to the RFID. So you can't buy, sell, or trade. Okay, well, I was on the Jew thing. Yeah, so Jews were the chosen people. They were, and then they turned from God even before Christ, and they worship Baal and Moloch. That's who they still mainly worship today, and that's what they did in the ancient days. And even in Hillary Clinton's leaked emails during the campaign, when she was campaigning for president, she has this one lady talk to her in her emails, and she says, "Oh, you know, good luck in your debate tonight. I'm gonna sacrifice a chicken to Moloch for you." Okay, now chicken is their code word for a baby. Okay, they have code words for everything. When you look at John Podesta and the child sex ring, they had Pizzagate. You know, you hear about that. Pizza was a girl, a hot dog was a boy, and this is legit proven.
yeah, walnut
almost,
sauce
wow.
is brain
But
and
anyway,
stuff.
Get to where I was talking about. Oh yeah, so
Walnut
and
sauce was
with
brain and
Moloch
shit.
What's up?
Walnut sauce was brain, I think.
Yeah, you see, you know the same type of we
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, dude, I know,
That's
dude.
awesome to have someone. Walnut sauce was I think
And then there's
They're-
there's a couple other sauces for determining the race of the child.
yeah, there's all kinds of some fucked up stuff, and that's legit FBI decoded, which even though they're
Yeah.
corrupt, but it is a legitimate decoded sex
Yeah.
talk trafficking. And then it'll be oh, we're
Let's
coming
not
over for
forget
the
80
dinner
days
to the
ago.
Podestas, and fucking, they're sick. So what they do is they know with MK Ultra and shit, right? They break someone down by raping them young first, if they don't kill them, right? Mind control, all the celebrities, Britney Spears, all of them. You can watch them have mental breakdowns and stuff. But it's
Look
because
at
once
Kanye
they're
2 years
raped,
ago.
when they go
Doing
through this
under the chair
torturous, when they go through this torturous cycle, they fracture into many personalities, and then
Will
they
you
have a
move the chair
handler.
for me, please?
But anyway, while we're on Podesta, I think his son is the guy from Lincoln Park, if you look into it. Chester, and he looks just like him and all that stuff. And he died. It wasn't
Yeah.
supposedly suicide.
Supposedly super depressed, but never showed any signs.
And he was
nothing.
just talking about it. Yeah, he was just
Look at
talking
Avicii
about
too.
exposing all
Avicii
that.
overdosed or something, and he was exposing the huge ring too in his last music video.
Who is it?
Avicii.
How do I not know that?
Easy
Do
there,
I know
Club
it? And I
Avicii-
just think I don't.
Avicii is the guy who made Levels, and he was this huge European DJ and all that.
If I heard a song or something, I'd probably know, right? It's probably
Yeah,
a
yeah,
well-known
yeah.
song. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I'll definitely be the chaplain. He'll be my cardinal or something.
Yeah.
Luke.
let me on the
Dude.
count.
Because I'm not Catholic. I'm the opposite. They're bad and satanic in this. But
Yeah,
during
Catholics
this
are bad.
role-playing time era, they are the most persecuting.
Yeah.
Just trying to role-play in this type of area.
Did you hear the Pope declared Lucifer as God last year?
Oh yeah, in that one song. That was actually a while ago,
Yeah.
a couple of weeks or a month ago. But see now, every single pope is a literal sitting antichrist. Now,
Yeah.
a lot of Christians don't know.
Man of
is
sin.
there's
He's the
many
man of sin.
antichrists. Yeah, well, there's many antichrists. I always thought there was one. The Bible says there's many, but the one in the end is different. He's more distinguished. He's the one that Satan gives all the powers to. He's the man of perdition.
Yeah.
The
I'd say it's
destroyer. Abaddon,
Trump,
yeah.
Pence.
Abaddon in Hebrew or Apollyon, Apollo in Greek. Is
Oh,
his
CERN's
name.
got some big shit
Now-
coming up too.
CERN, yeah, man, you need to know the same stuff as me. They're the ones going to open the portal for the spirit of the Antichrist to come out.
True.
And the director
The
even
locust.
said, there's something in there that we're communicating with, and we don't know if it's going to be bad or good if it comes out. But the director of CERN himself, the logo makes 3 6s.
Yeah.
Plain as day, it's
Plain
3
as day.
6s. They do... Yeah, and they do all these weird ceremonies and put out
But
on
you're
videos of
crazy.
them
You're
dancing and doing
crazy.
rituals.
That's what they say, dude.
That's all they say, yeah. And there's even a video of someone who over CERN, they took a video at night, an independent
Yeah, the
person.
Purple
they were all
Storm.
dressed in robes doing a mock sacrifice.
And the
it
Purple
wasn't
Storm.
planned or nothing. What about Purple Storm? Is that
Oh,
what it's called or something?
every time above CERN they activate the machine, This is some unnatural clouds, like purple storm clouds and
Oh
some
wow, I gotta
crazy
research that
shit.
because I
Dude.
know weird shit happens, like apparitions and all this stuff. Like scientists who are working, stopped working once they turned it up and like doubled the speed. There's like there's certain apparitions because it's a portal. It's the veil. They're thinning the veil down before
Yeah.
the veil falls,
Yeah.
and they know what they're doing. They know.
Have you ever seen-
Because it is located. Can I say this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now the Bible tells us
I love
the
this, dude.
Antichrist, all these
Yeah.
titles for who he is and stuff. Like I said, there are many. The one in the end is different. He's the most powerful. There are many. The Pope is a literal Antichrist. He has literally stolen the title of God, the Holy Father. And the actual basic description of the Antichrist, not the one in the end, but just anyone, is one who's against Jesus, who doesn't believe him. So anyone who just doesn't believe can be considered an Antichrist. Now, I'm not saying they are in the sense of like fucking Hitler or something like that, even though Hitler was a puppet, but no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's like the basic definition. Anyway, carrying away. Sorry about that. Yeah. God,
What do you
was
think?
that one
What do you
thing?
think about the end? The end being
Well,
heralded
I'll
by
answer
Trump.
that. I'll
Pence.
answer that, but we got to stay on this one thing before. Keep that thought. What was the one
Trump
thing you were
is-
saying before?
Trump is the
I
last
said
president.
I need to finish. Yeah, well, he is, but it was before that.
Thinning the
We're
veil.
talking about.
I
Oh,
forget.
okay, Abaddon. Okay, so listen. So CERN, right? Like I think it goes between like 2 or 3 countries, like France and Switzerland or whatever. But anyway, it is located exactly where. Well, before I do that, the Bible says the Antichrist of the end, right? The man of perdition. Probably Kushner. It'll be a Jew in the Bible. It's an Assyrian Jew. And for the Jews to accept him, they won't accept a Gentile. If you read the Talmud, what they believe in, it says Christ. It was written by the Pharisees, the high rabbis, after Christ. It says Christ is boiling in excrement, piss and shit and all that stuff. It says all Gentiles deserve to be killed, even the best of them, that they're soulless, their soul comes from the devil. When the Messiah comes, their Messiah, each Jew will have 2,800 Gentile slaves. A Gentile can be raped as young as 3 months old. All this stuff is what they believe. You know what I mean? This is the Talmud. But
This is-
anyway,
yeah, this is
the
the
Bible
fucking satanic.
says, yeah, the Star of David, there's no such thing. It's a Star of Moloch. You
Yeah.
look it up. It equals 666. And the Rothschilds took it first in red and put it above their house, and that was like their family crest logo. And it's an ancient symbol. But anyway, so the Bible says that the Antichrist, his name is Apollyon in Greek, or Apollo for short, or Abaddon in Hebrew. Sorry, the music of the game just came up, a rank up or something.
I'm gonna tell him.
Is it on yours too, the music? What is that, a rank up or a different daytime?
I don't hear the music.
Okay. Then yeah, maybe it's me rank up or something. Anyway, so the Antichrist, his name is Apollyon or Apollo in Greek, Abaddon in Hebrew. Now CERN is located exactly where the ancient Greeks had the Temple of Apollo. Isn't that wild? Well, come
Yeah.
on. And that's the pit. That's right where it is. And see,
I-
I used to, go ahead.
I thought the pit was underneath the pyramids. Have you ever seen I Pet Goat 2?
Dude, there's so much symbolism in that.
Dude,
Like,
the
so
remember,
much. That is the most
remember
giving.
what's that fucking that tower
It's creepy.
that church that just burned up a couple months ago.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Notre
dude, it
Dame,
shows that
dude.
in the
I
end.
swear to
Yeah.
God, the tower falling
Yeah.
is exactly how the Notre Dame falls.
Yep.
Like
I've
side
seen
by
videos of
side,
that
side by
stuff.
side.
Yep. If you look the steeple, the tower part of it, when he comes out of the and what it is, it's the birthing of the Antichrist.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
cave he comes out of looks like a vagina, right?
Yeah.
It's the birthing of
The
him,
birth
and then
canal,
that
yeah.
church falls. It shows that's the end of the church age, and the steeple that falls the same way exactly like Notre
Exact,
Dame.
yeah, exact.
Because it's all false flags. Like it's all.
It's
like,
all predicted. It's literally predictive programming.
The Satanists, they believe they're going to win in the end. They're like, okay, the Bible, God's going to win, of course, because God says that. Satan's lying.
Yeah.
But they're pushing gun ho for all this stuff, and they want it. And it's sad that so many Christians are going to go to hell because they don't know. In the end too, like when Christ finally comes, and he'll say, oh, the Lord, how great and righteous and wonderful you are, and did we not cast out demons in your name and all that stuff? And he'll say, depart, I do not know you. So there are going to be so many Christians who They say once saved, always saved. No.
There's
the
gonna
Bible
be-
says your name can be blotted out.
There's gonna be a false Christ that comes, and he's gonna revive someone. I'm pretty sure. So watch out for
Yeah,
that.
well, see, I'm pretty sure, like, the Antichrist will have one eye. He suffers a wound. There's, like, 2 verses here. He suffers a wound in his right eye. And that's why you see all the one-eye symbolism and all the 666 AOK sign with the hand sign over their eye. Because they're showing us the eye on a dollar bill, all that type of stuff. But, and it has to be a Jew, Kushner.
Yeah.
But, okay, so... Yeah, CERN's located right where they said Apollo was located, the ancient Greeks. The Bible even alludes to Zeus being Satan. And I, as a Christian before a truther, okay, Christ and God, you know, they're real. All those other pagan stuff, they're not real. They're not real, you know, they're not, which they are real. They're just not God. They're all the fallen angels, the Watchers, and Satan, and all that stuff. You could look, why does CERN have Shiva outside of it?
Yeah.
Shiva is the Indian god for the
Destruction.
destroyer. The Bible calls the Antichrist, one of his titles is the Destroyer, the man of perdition. You know, so it's the same God, just a different culture all the way down. It's the Antichrist. Shiva is Antichrist,
Oh,
just as
dude.
Tammuz, and you know they all worship Mary, who's Ishtar, and you know, or Venus, Ishtar, Isis. It's all the same gods they worship.
Yeah.
Scary stuff, and we're right at the door, dude.
Honestly, I'd say 2021 is our last year.
Oh, well, okay. Biblically, the latest it has to be is
27.
Okay, no one will know the day
Earliest
or
is
hour.
tomorrow.
That means the exact time. But there's seasons. Okay, the God
Yeah.
tells us the seasons. So like, I can't tell you the exact day and the time, but I can tell you within. Okay, so when the nation of Israel is reborn,
Yeah, that was 1940s
that generation,
or 60s.
yeah, 1948. That generation, 1948.
We'll live to see
60s
the end
war
of the
was
world, it says.
67. That generation will live to see all prophecies fulfilled. Yeah, in the end.
Yeah.
Right. A biblical generation is 70 years, but by the will of God, 80 years. So
Yeah.
let's say by the maximum will of God, we have 80 years. Okay. That would be 1948 to 80 years is okay. What? Do that math for me.
It's 2028.
So 2028 would be the very last, and the last 10 years are grace years. Like, that is just by the grace of God, biblically.
Yeah.
70 is a generation, just up to 80 by the grace of God. So 70 years would be, what, 21, right? Or,
Yeah.
Wait, no, it would be...
Be 2018.
We're already in it. We're already in the grace period. It would be
Yeah.
18. So we're already in the grace period. Like, we've already surpassed the generation. Like, now we're in the grace years. Now, before I knew who Kushner was, like under Obama's first thing, when I became a truther and I'm looking up, okay, if you don't get the mark of the beast, you can't buy, sell, or trade. Well, you already have a bank account and a credit card, right? Imagine
Yeah.
there's no cash or nothing. It's all digital points. Like, how the fuck are you going to get a loaf of bread with digital points? Like, you know, like, if you don't want this, your job has no other way to pay you. This is how it is. I'm sorry. Like, I can only pay you in this digital points. And you need the mark of the beast for it. So you can't buy, sell, or trade if you don't get the mark, or if you don't have a credit card like that, you know what I mean? Imagine
Yeah.
if we only had credit cards and got rid of paper money. It's
Imagine
going to be implanted.
Imagine your cell phone, your credit card, your identification, everything in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, scary. And then they already got this stuff. Like, China
Yeah,
is
they're
already,
rolling that shit out in the
complete.
States, dude.
5G is the end game. Like, idiots that want 5G, like you
This
can
fuck.
radiate your skid. All these bees and
Dude,
birds, thousands are dying.
thousands
They
of
have
birds
to put
are
it up
dying.
every mile.
That can't be
Every
good for
single
you.
fucking mile. But anyway, what we're saying right about that, right before, okay, so we're in the grace years now. And like I said, I was always a Christian. When I became a truther, that's when I really became like, oh my God, literally every word of this Bible is, like,
It's fact.
you can feel it in the pit of your gut, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're a Christian, but you can feel how important, scary, frightened, and, you know, like, you know,
Yeah, no, I feel
yeah,
that,
you got
dude.
comfort in Christ,
Hey,
but it's still
I'm glad I'm
fucking
not
scary.
alone, dude.
It's just awesome to meet someone online that is not just a truther, but it is
Actually,
in-depth research. Like
I've been a truther for a
there's
couple
everything.
years, and only recently did I like find out all this shit in January. Like
That's because you like spent the time, right?
Yeah.
Like you actually spent hours
Yeah.
looking and then diving
videos,
and diving. And,
documents. I got
that's awesome.
on my hard drive. I got the Operation Fishbowl saved. The document.
Yeah, that's yeah. And Dominic is what they changed it to after.
Yeah,
which
Fishbowl Dominic,
means
yeah.
actually of God. So Dominic's Hebrew for of God, and then you have Fishbowl, the two operations. So you have
Do you
God's
know-
Fishbowl.
Do you know who John Zerka is?
No, not by name. It doesn't sound familiar.
How about Chris hyphen Flat Earther?
Chris hyphen Flatter, no. Rob Skiba, I'm sure you know Rob Skiba.
Yeah, I know him. His videos. How about ODD TV?
What about Trump Pence?
Okay, so yeah, get back to the other thing. I'll answer that question in 2 seconds. I'll finish it. I'm sorry, I gotta do it because I
The last
didn't
Trump.
shut up about it. The last. So the Mark of the Beast, real quick to finish it. Can't buy, sell, trade. You're not gonna get it. So before I ever knew Kushner, when I first became awake and I started looking, okay, it's gonna be a mark in you. It's the RFID chip is what they have planned and out. Okay, if you look up the RFID chip, who owns the patent to it? Okay, this was way before I knew Kushner. 666 Street, 5th Avenue is who owns the patent to the RFID chip, and I found this out
By Lucent
like
Technologies,
2010.
which
Yeah,
is a
by
sister
Lucifer
company of Lucifer
Technologies,
Technologies.
And God puts everything right in front of us. So here's the thing, like with Black Magic, right? They show us all this stuff, what they're gonna do. Like, you want to see September 11th, you could see like thousands of things in movies, artist covers. It's all in front of your face. Now, 1, they do it because they mock you.
Yeah.
2, they're testing to see how asleep you are. But 3, I firmly believe they're doing black magic, and the way they have to do black magic is God makes your enemies show themselves, because it says that God makes them do their work in the light. But see, people, people don't know because they're not inside listening to him, but he makes them show you. So
Yeah.
the way for black magic to work, it's like,
It has to be open. Hello?
Oh
Hello?
God, they finally got him.
Hello?
It.
They got him, boys.
Oh no! See? See?
If he just
Wow,
goes
man.
unconscious, that we know they got him.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit,
Someone's
man.
at my door.
I'm scared.
Someone's at my...
Somebody's at
Hello?
your door overall?
Somebody hold me.
Both of them? Both of them getting picked off at the same time?
What the fuck?
so for black magic to work, right?
Yeah,
they-
anyways.
Oh, he's
okay,
back.
here's
He's
how
not
it is.
kidnapped.
I didn't stop. Okay, so for black magic, they have to show you in advance before they can do it.
That's too
Okay,
fucking-
that's how it works. So, and God makes them show you. So when you die and like you're like, oh Lord, I didn't know, like all the sheep today, I didn't know it was the end. I couldn't, I didn't
Yeah.
tell. Right
Hey.
in front of your face, and
Yeah.
you have eyes to see and ears to hear.
This is like your last call
There's
warning.
no excuse.
No excuses.
Right. And literally, when people are gonna say, "I don't know," it'd be like, "Oh, how about fucking for 50 years I had it like all them sing songs about it, put it on billboards, it's in every movie you see, I
Yeah.
didn't know." And it's like they throw it in your face constantly. So there's no excuse for not knowing. It's just you're fucking asleep and stuck
Yeah.
in a trance.
It's
And
either
they're not
you're
reading
paid for or in
spirits.
a trance.
Yeah.
Joe
And
Rogan
it's-
paid out.
And like you can't make it today unless you're sold out.
Yeah.
Like to make money and stuff, like all those singers and stuff, they're sold out. They sold their soul.
They all
And you
did.
can look at video clips of all these people, Bob Dylan and all that, like in their interviews, and they'll say, "I sold my soul to the devil," and they're not joking. Totally serious, no smirk, no joke. Like you could see Bob Dylan say it, and like she kind of
Dude.
laughs, and he's like, "I'm serious,"
Dude, I have videos on my hard drive of people like with real demonic possession. They're like, oh, all those reptilian videos? No, that's not reptilians at all. It's demonic. It's demons.
I'm too scared to watch it. Too
Hey,
scared because I
know-
don't want to
know thy enemy,
in
you know?
my mind. What's that?
If you
yeah.
can see them, they
Well,
can see
see,
you.
I
Oh, no,
basically
shut
lived
up.
Amityville. I basically lived Amityville almost to a T. Like when I told you I lived in that fucked up house. Like it wasn't just a little something. It was extremely powerful, affected us after we moved. It was, I could tell you that story sometime. You want to hear it?
Damn.
You know,
Yeah, that shit's real.
literally
man.
like the movie Amityville. The
I've never-
flies in winter covered all on the wall. The fucking dog and the horses going nuts. Bats over
Oh.
in the middle of the night. Orbs running around.
Demons aren't real.
Like,
it must just
it
be
was
the wind.
Fucking terrifying.
Those people do things.
Yeah, terrifying. And,
Literally-
like it followed.
Literally
several
sees a
times
demon,
after.
like fucking the devil
Yeah.
inside or something. Oh,
See, like,
just must be the wind.
The crazy thing, like when I tell people, like all my family's truthers now. My cousin was a agnostic. He became Christian by becoming a truther. Like he realized, oh shit, these people, these elites, they really are Satanists.
Yeah.
They really believe him. Then that showed him like all these people with all this wealth and all this power. Why are they all Satanists? That led him to becoming Christian. Because we used to tell him like, hey, ask God. Don't tell him to flip over a car or turn on a light switch, but just tell him to come to you.
Yeah.
Open honest heart. Like he'll show himself. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Just a coincidence type of thing or something miraculous or weird. He'll show himself. So he eventually did that years after, like at his bottom low, like fucking being a junkie and
Yeah.
that's when he had his experience, like just overwhelm him. But the thing of it, like, yeah, I don't even know.
He
I'm
came to me
talking my
once,
ass
man.
off so much.
When I asked, I was
Yeah,
like,
Mark of the
this is
Beast?
it.
Trumpets.
You're on it. Our minds have so many. Me and Luke's minds have so many doors open in it right
Yeah,
now.
dude.
Different things, or at least I do. So yeah. So before I ever knew Kushner, like right after it came truther, like Obama's like first year or two in it, that's when I knew it was okay. Most likely RFID chip. And when I looked it up on the computer, who owns the patent to it? It's 666 Street, 5th Avenue. It didn't say Kushner owned it or none of that. It wasn't until after Trump became president or right before or whatever when I look in and oh my God, Kushner owns it. Kushner's a Jew, so he'll be accepted as the Messiah. The Bible, it's going to be an Assyrian Jew. Okay? And they're the ones pushing the Noahide laws. It's passed under Bush Sr. The Noahide laws are passed. They're on the books. They're ready to go.
Noahide?
What it is yeah, they say, oh, after Noah, there were 7 laws of Noah. And okay, they sound good on the surface, like don't eat flesh off a living animal, don't kill, okay, all that sounds good. But there's 630 sub-laws, right? And Gentiles are second-class citizens. Like I said, you literally, like, the punishment's decapitation. What does God
Oh,
say
what
happens
do you
if you
mean
deny
now?
the mark of the
Just,
beast? You're beheaded.
Hanging out.
So the
Yeah,
crazy
it
thing
says
is,
in the
under
Revelations.
Noahide,
That's what it says
it's
in Revelations.
Yep. And like a lot of people, like, because they're stuck with this 1800 Schofield Bible lie. Like, there is no rapture. I used to believe it. There isn't. You're gonna go through it. We're gonna get beheaded.
Yeah.
And okay, if the
Straight up,
rapture
it's
is
gonna
real,
be bad.
then
It's gonna be bad.
people, like, you're gonna have to, if you have a 5-year-old, like, you're gonna have to just pray to God, hope he's calm, and go through it, because eternity's forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people will live to the end. It tells you to make sure you have enough oil in your lamp to make it. Food, water.
Yeah.
But it could be the geographic location. That's why, like, I'm against the Trump wall. Like, 'cause maybe it's to keep people in.
Yeah. That's what my buddy said at work. I was always thinking,
They're-
what if it's like? I always thought it was like, oh, what if? Yeah. I didn't know what it was, but
They can
my buddy
control that
said.
shit in a second. And you know what? They gave out Israel, they're gonna have all these thousands of guards be Israelis. Vitamin D deficiency. Sorry, dude. We're not even doing anything with the game. We're just fucking in the tavern talking,
It's all good, dude.
listening
It's
to
all
me
good.
preach. It's just awesome
need
to
vitamin
have
D?
like an audience and someone who else is intellectually researched these topics deeply.
I think that's
too.
vitamin D. Hey, no, dude, I'm all alone, dude. I got a couple people online, but I'm all alone.
Like in your real
never
life,
alone with
like
God.
like my mom and all that stuff. Like she's truther, and my sister truther, but they're not researchers.
never alone with
I
God.
preach to them basically.
Yeah.
They believe it, but they don't on their free time. They don't have that interest like me or
Yeah,
you would
no,
do.
nobody
Like,
I
we're
know has looked
researchers.
into it.
Right. Like my sister and mom, they believe it.
They're
We've
like, oh,
denied
it's
it,
been
and,
proven
like,
wrong.
my
I'm like,
cousin-
show me. And they're like, talk to you later. fish and chips. Let me see. What do I even eat here? I gotta look. There's a pork pie. Do I eat that?
Is the vitamin
You
D
eat
like
both of
that
them.
just a berry or pudding?
You eat that fish and chip and pork pie right now. Both of them.
Alright. I just did. Should I eat 2 of each or just 1 and like the stats will go up?
Yeah, one of each, and then also eat that pudding.
Eat that pudding. Alright. Alright. Thank you. So yeah, now Kushner, before I ever knew him, the RFD chip, it's by that building who owns the patent, and it's Lucifer Trust, like you said. It's amazing. Everything is right in front of your face, so there's no excuse when the time comes. God's going to say, hey, how did you not know to take the mark of the beast? Did you look up where it came from? 666 Street, 5th Avenue? I mean, holy hell. Lucifer Trust?
Dude,
I'm making them
God's
tell
gonna be
you,
like, God's gonna
what
be
else
like,
do you need?
yeah, God's gonna be like, you're just fucking retarded.
Yeah, like seriously, you don't have
He's
eyes
like,
to see
bro,
or ears to
all
hear,
the
like,
signs
you're
are
dumb.
there, but
I
you're like,
don't know.
I'll take it. What could go wrong?
Literally making them tell you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
What could go
Flat
wrong?
out. This was made on 666 Street by Lucifer Trust. Yeah? I didn't know. Shut the fuck up. You're out of here. But yeah, so we're gonna go through it. Some will survive, not many. But we're most likely gonna get decapitated for not taking a mark. But I'm
The
gonna do
U.S.
that
just
for
bought
eternity.
40,000 guillotines, and they have their FEMA camps stocked up with coffins.
Yup. See, like the guillotine's like, oh, some people don't believe or this, but as I remember like looking at the actual order. I forget what it is, because of Congress, you can actually see like the record, like where they got all these checkpoint boosts, all these hollow point bullets, all these fucking concentration camps.
Yeah.
Building after 9/11. First they denied them, then they said, oh, it's a case we have like all these illegal immigrants. Well, no, because we give them amnesty. Oh,
Yeah.
and then a case Muslim terrorists. No, because fucking no.
Well, and look at all the Walmarts
Obviously
being
not.
shut down to conserve space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Without,
Walmart, what is
like,
that
most-
backwards? Martial
Yeah.
law.
Exactly, dude. And what, you're telling me you planned this to close it down with a snap of a finger tomorrow and not let anyone know? Like,
Yeah.
most actual, if it was truth, it'd be like, hey, guys, we're going to be expanding, so we're going to be closed down for 2 months. Try,
No, it's closed
we're
down
gonna
forever.
Get unemployment or look for another job. No,
And why are
it's
they
closed
why
down
are
the
they
next
adding
day.
like guard towers and barbed wire fences to these buildings?
Yep. And they're fucking everywhere. And Walmart makes the most sense. It's a processing center.
Yeah.
It's a giant. Everyone go to your local Walmart. That's why, like, I live in Pennsylvania, like near Harrisburg.
I'm
right?
up in
I think
Canada.
They're closing down. Okay, wow. So let's say like there's a power plant like that was near me, right? Like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
Just for like when someone says, oh, "How are you gonna fall for getting a FEMA camp?" I say it could be this easy. Drive in, and on the radio they say, "Oh, if we're having a meltdown," you know what I mean? For everyone to be safe, report to your nearest
Yeah.
Walmart. That's it. Bang, you're done.
Yeah.
They got you. And
Yep.
you go in. That's it. And they're gonna act normal. It's like the Jews in the concentration camp. They didn't know which one. Again, Hitler was a puppet. I can get into that. He was a Rothschild puppet. But anyway.
Yeah, true.
And the Jews that were killed were Torah Jews. They're not the Talmudic Jews. But anyway, yeah, so, like, a lot of the Jews, I don't know where they're going. They thought they're going to a better land at first. You know what I mean? Oh, great. Yeah, let's pile you in a cattle car. But they got all these bullet trains underneath connecting all these places. So I think that's what's going on with, the Walmart logo is the same type of symbol as that underground tunnel maker. Okay? That. And it actually looks exactly like that. Like the actual teeth on it are actually painted yellow in that shape. So that underground huge tunnel maker, have you ever seen that? It's just this
Yeah.
big wheel grinding. It's how they make these fucking tunnels. It looks exactly like the Walmart logo of that, the yellow, like, looking big bulb raised star or whatever. So I think they all have, bullet trains, all these things underground, because, there's hundreds, like Phil Schneider was a Army engineer. He came out and exposed it. Came out about Dulce and, like, huge underground under theirs where they had, like, these tall aliens that smelled like sulfur and all that stuff. Well, aliens are demonic. It's fallen
Aliens
angels
are
or
just
something.
demons,
That's
yeah.
why they stink like sulfur. Yeah. And so, again, like, before doing research as a biz Christian, okay, demon, yes, any Christian, they're a fallen angel. They aren't. Fallen angels are actually fallen angels.
Yeah.
Demons are the spirits of the dead giants, the Nephilims. And, like, some people, like, they don't...
Yeah, because they're abominations. That's why
Exactly.
that's why he flooded
They're
the
an
earth.
abomination.
And how can you flood a ball?
Exactly. It's exactly true. He opened the windows of heaven, so
Yeah.
he opened
The
the
dome.
firmament
Yeah.
and the waters from below. So it was flooding from the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
And that's why he was building the Tower of Babel, because this was after the flood. And he avenged that he would build a tower higher to outstand any flood, even though God promised he'd never destroy water with the flood again. But he had a personal vendetta against God. He said, I set my, just like Satan, I'm going to set my throne amongst the heavens and, all this stuff. But everything's in front of our face.
It's
right
so funny
there in the
because how can you match something that's as powerful as God?
Yeah, but see, and that also shows us like flat Earth type stuff. It's if you believe the Bible, whatever, that it is possible. He's literally building a tower to reach the throne of God.
Yeah.
And see, so now here's the thing with aliens, right? You look in a telescope, they're all one-dimensional. They look like balls of light. Like
I'll be
you
back.
can't land on them. They're translucent. Oh, you gotta hear this.
What's up, Wolf? Hey, I'm here.
I'm watching it on a stream. I just gotta be with it.
Yeah, I'm streaming.
But, yeah. Anyway, the pickles. Okay, so yeah, you look at them. They're nothing like NASA shows us.
No,
They're literally like
they're
orbs.
They're the stars.
But they're angels, actually.
Oh yeah,
The host of heaven.
I wouldn't doubt it's the angels, but like what it
They are,
visibly to us, what it looks like is sound waves with light mixed in
Right.
water.
Solminescence,
Yeah,
exactly, which is called
I didn't know the word.
solminescence, I believe.
yeah,
And so, like I said, if you put water in a petri dish and put it on top of a speaker, and then depending on the megahertz, whatever the pattern it makes, like I said, let's say it looks like a beautiful snowflake pattern.
yeah.
And that's a soothing, like maybe jazz
Yeah.
elevator music. If you put some rock in, it's like
It's
very
gonna be
distorted
like very
and rumping
sharp.
and flashing here
It's gonna,
and
yeah,
there.
it's gonna be sharp and
Yeah.
shit.
And so
What up, Blood?
music is the one thing that doesn't come from this earth, like inherited. And
Yeah.
music is really what the angels do to honor God. So stars, you can measure them by the solminescence, which are the hertz it's giving off, and you can tell if it's good or bad that way. It's like so. Anyway, stars biblically it says are the hosts of heaven. They literally represent all the angels and the
Yeah.
fallen angels. The fallen angels aren't in hell or something; they're above us.
Oh, I
Even,
legit thought Lucifer walked this earth. Like I still do.
Yeah, like they are in the celestial, what we call space, even though space isn't really what we think.
Solar
That's
luminescent.
where the fallen angels are. Because one, I forget what person it was in the Bible, if it was Jacob or something, but I don't know. But there's praying to God, and then an angel came, which angel literally, that just means messenger. It's God's messenger, okay?
Yeah.
So the angel came to tell him, God heard your prayers, da-da-da-da. And he asked what took him so long, and the angel said it took 3 days to battle, the principalities and the fallen angels. So for that angel to get there, he had to battle for 3 days just to get through Earth. That tells you that they're in the skies. And that's what
Yeah.
they called sky gods and stuff. All the ancients call them sky gods. Which
And
those are
all
fallen
the
angels.
ancients have the exact same picture of the earth too, like
Exactly.
the depictions.
Exactly. And that same, and because God told Satan in the Garden of Eden that he was going to send his son. After all that, he said, I'll crush thy head with thy heel, and told him he was going to send his son. So Satan wanted to corrupt the bloodstream, create the Nephilim and the abominations, but also he wanted to create a bunch of Christ-like stories. So, people like today say, oh, there's like 8 different Christ-type stories. Yeah, and they all represent Satan and the Antichrist, like Tammuz and
Yeah.
fucking, Isis and
Jesus
Ishtar,
is the only truth, because Jesus is the big thing that everyone's attacking.
Exactly. Why is, and you can get away and attack Jesus and nothing. You mentioned Jew. I'm banned from Facebook. I got banned from Facebook all the time. I got banned from Facebook for 30 days. About 6 days ago was my 30 days. I finally got it back. My one truther just got unbanned too. He's been banned 5 out of the 7 months, and all for mentioning Jew. You mention anything you want almost, except for, and they even said they're going to target Flat Earth, 9/11 Truth, chemtrails, and
Like the big ones, yeah.
And Jews, when they had that false flag at fucking synagogue shooting in Philly, false flag like a sumbitch,
Yeah.
they had a rehearsal of it the week before. But anyway, that's when Facebook said, oh yeah, we're gonna give Israel, like the back door to get in to help battle anti-Semitism. So if you mention Jew, the Talmud,
Oh, dude,
Kabbalah, anything,
did you hear
you're
about
banned.
that law the U.S. just passed? Like it was like a couple months ago, but
Like after, yeah, after
You literally
it was not
can't
long
say
after
a
that
single
shooting.
bad thing about a Jew.
You can't
Otherwise,
say
you are
anything.
you
Yeah.
can get arrested in like up to 3 months minimum
Punished
in jail.
very bad. Yeah,
minimum.
like it's
I don't know,
serious
well-
jail time.
Yeah,
If you mentioned the Jews, so you can do anything else. You know,
Yeah.
even Muslims, the liberals, you kind of can't because the liberals do PC with Muslims. But online, I can still say anything about Muslims. Of course, you can say anything about Christ.
Yeah.
And Christians, way worse than that. But Jew is the only thing. So so my 30 days ended like just a couple days ago, and just like 2 days ago, I got banned again for 30 days because
Wow.
I had a meme about Jew exposing the Talmud.
Yeah.
You know, their own verses.
yeah.
Like I told you, their own verses about fucking each Jew
You
will
can
have
talk-
2,800 Gentile slaves.
Talk shit about
I
any
got
big
banned.
group, and they'll
Hate
ban the
speech.
shit out of you. But if you talk shit about Jesus, it's okay because it's he's not real apparently or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the elites know he's real. They just hate him. And
Yeah.
you know, they all worship fucking Albert Pike and all
Oh,
this
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
And if you read Albert Pike, the 33rd degree Freemason ex-Confederate general, if you read it, he talks about how to gain powers and all this stuff, and the best powers are to rape and sacrifice a virgin child under 6, especially a male.
like
You know, like, this is these people's fucking hero.
dude, like even like if you are Satanist or whatever, all the fuck, that's you're being a fucking sick individual if you kill
Sick.
and rape.
I mean, they do twisted,
Yeah.
sick stuff.
Like that's
I just watched a video.
that's a yikes for me,
of-
dude.
It's disgusting what they do. Adrenochrome, you know about adrenochrome?
Yeah. Oh, that's fucked up, dude. The world's most valuable drug.
Yeah, and like they're hooked on it forever. And you know, if you watched Fear and Loathing with Johnny Depp in that order when he's on all these drugs,
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, there's a scene in there where he does adrenochrome and he even says he got it from Satanists. And for you other people, for you other guys in here, do you know what adrenochrome is or how you get it?
Hello. I found
Hello.
you guys.
You guys know what adrenochrome is?
Yeah, dude. I mean, other than Luke, I know Luke must know, but do you other guys know? Or I'll tell you. Adrenochrome, what they do is they torture
Where's my
a
other hand?
kid constantly in the most sick, horrible
What do you mean, where's
ways.
my other hand?
And the fear the kid produces in its adrenal gland level, and they torture him and scare the piss out of him,
It's
and
like
then
Monsters,
they kill
Inc.
him. Yeah, exactly.
Truth in
The
plain
spot-
sight yet again.
It's symbolism of Monster Inc. Yep, and they do it constantly. So they did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're just like me. I wish we lived closer, dude.
Yeah,
Hang
dude.
out all the fucking time.
Yeah, dude.
That's amazing.
One thing I'm curious about though, because this is just like brand new, like 3 days old. What do you think about Kanye West right now?
It's definitely just a false shepherd. You know what I mean?
You think?
He's just leading them to fucking.
Because
you
he's
know.
saying like, oh,
Hey, 'cause-
Jesus is Lord, Jesus is King. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
but so they're gonna say, like one. You can say Jesus and it's okay, like 'cause
Yeah.
he knows your heart. You know, I said it, but his name was never Jesus. It was Yeshua.
Yeah,
You know, Jesus was the first translated version from the Greek,
yeah.
and
It was
you, dude.
Yeshua, right?
so. Yeah, Yeshua or Yeshua. It depends on how each people say. I say Yeshua. That's the correct way. But you can say Yeshua or Yeshua. And it means salvation in Hebrew. His name
Yeah.
literally means salvation. Or so the correct translated version. The correct
this say?
translated version in English is Joshua. So Jesus, I feel like they can legally say Jesus, these Satanists, like they can get away by saying Jesus because they're not saying his real name. You know what I mean? Like I feel like how can these Satanists actually go to church, like under the cameras? You know damn well they're Satanists, but under the cameras they go to a church and they say Jesus is my Lord. And I think that's because they can say it so easily because it's not his real name. It's not as much powerful to them or honest. I mean, there's
Yeah.
still power to it because it's in your heart and knows who you're praying to. But yeah, it was never Jesus, so that's
mean,
one thing I think about.
Kanye has always been really like against the Illuminati.
Blasphemous.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
see,
It was 2 years ago. He
you
just
gotta
had that
judge-
whole stage thing.
Yeah, with against Jay-Z and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think he was
but
cloned
the other
after that.
thing
No,
is-
no lie.
yeah. Well, Dave Chappelle was definitely cloned.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
That's why they
That
can't.
fucker
I
looks
think
nothing like him. His energy's off.
Kodak Black too.
Yeah, well, Chappelle's family even says he was clown.
Yeah.
Straight up said it, like,
Who's Mr. Water
is
News
this
and
guy
why
in our,
1,000 children?
is this darky here in our group?
Yeah.
I said, is this darky in our group?
Who?
Have you ever seen, this guy right here? This little
That's
darky
racist.
midget.
Whoa, chill.
Have you
Chill
ever
on my
seen
Twitch,
Boardwalk
dude.
Empire?
No.
That's not
Sinners and
racist.
saints.
You ever seen Boardwalk Empire? Like, it's like 1920s
This
mafia.
guy's lagging, dude.
Steve
Hey.
Buscemi. Yeah, Steve Buscemi.
1, 2, 3. Can I borrow your blackjack? I need to knock this fool out. He just called me a midget.
No, he's fine. Let the chaplain preach.
I resent that.
I
I'm going over here now.
Is this darky in our group?
Hey, Swift Man,
Anyway, if
what's
you
up,
watch
dude?
that show, Boardwalk Empire, it's based on 1920s Prohibition, and it's funny because, you know, everything is like that era of the Roaring 20s where they call black people darkies. You're like, hey, listen here, darky. It's just
Whoa.
funny for, like, when you watch
Whoa,
the show.
whoa,
you know?
chill on that, dude. Chill on that.
That's
You never
Definitely
seen
not
it?
Twitch,
racist.
no. Twitch is anal, dude. Chill on that.
Anal? What?
No, like they're anal on their rules. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, it's
I'm
still
just-
an
I'm
awesome
Tell me about,
fucking show.
I'm just
tell me about
like-
Trump and Pence.
Trump Pence.
Okay. And by the way, it's not like I'm racist. Like, I've been dating nothing but Hispanic Mexican girls for like 8 years.
Hey, dude, it's
and
fine,
I've
it's
slept
fine,
with
it's
two
fine.
black girls.
It's okay.
I love me a
I
hot
love
tamale.
Spanish women, man. I love Spanish women. I don't date any other women, and I mean, I'll bang some other women, but I mean, I date Spanish.
Yeah, you don't
chicks.
discriminate, but you got a flavor you like.
Yeah. And see, a lot of them, like, they still have, like, morals and
Oh,
culture
shit.
and stuff, like, where, like, you know, the white
Finally
people
hair, my dude?
eventually decayed
Yeah, I got
with,
lots of hair.
You know, it's our music and our culture. Like,
winter-
we're not like we were in
wintertime.
the 50s, like, as far as respect and
won't cut
man
it
and
till
no,
summer.
and, you know, like, a lot of the Spanish culture still holds that family values and respect and all that stuff, and the women still wanted to cook and clean and, like, not be, like, all this feminism, like, oh,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah,
You stay at home and vacuum. I ain't gonna fucking, you know, I'm.
it's sad, dude. It's
Yeah.
honestly like the way our world is right now. It's sad. I am so sad.
And it's all on by design, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And-
yeah. So
I was just listening
Go
to what's his name? Joyner Lucas, the song "I'm Not Racist" today, and like the whole system, like it's set up to
I
fail.
think I saw that. Is that?
That's
Yeah.
where the white
is he
guy and the
talking in,
black
like,
guy
a
go against.
classroom?
There's two guys going at it in like a kind of, I don't know, it's a building,
Classroom.
like almost maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Does he have like? Is he like white blonde hair and like kind of braids or tattoos or something?
No,
He's not like huge, but he's.
Joyner Lucas is getting pretty big.
known.
I know he's sold out, but the whole issue with
Yeah.
white racism and black racism is just
Yeah. I
Dividing
think,
and
I
conquer,
think I
dude.
what you're talking
that's
about.
that's all. That's
Oh,
their
that's
plan.
what it is. Order.
Ordo
it's their
ab cow,
motto.
or order
It's like-
out of chaos.
Yeah, it's like order out of chaos. but
You guys wanna-
ordeas.
If you have your eyes open, go on Netflix and look up a documentary called what's it called? The Great Hack. It's about
I've
this
seen it. I've
it's
seen it already.
insane.
What is it?
Oh no, yeah.
Say it.
The
The Great
Great
Hack.
Hack.
What's it about?
It's about a company that basically was scraping everyone's profiles, got over 1 million data points on the American population, and then systematically targeted certain people to feed them specialized ads.
Yeah.
So they invented the
Oh,
entire
yeah.
like Hillary's crooked ads. They
Like,
invented all the
I could be on a brand new computer,
propaganda.
not talk anything, not talk about anything, and I'd be like, oh, hey roommate, we need some cat toys. This is cat toys. And then all of a sudden I open
Dude,
up my
it's
phone,
crazy you say that because, especially cat too. So,
cat toys.
uh,
Trust, I open
like
my
2
phone.
weeks ago, real quick with the cat and the
They're always
hacking
listening.
advertisement. Like less than 2 weeks ago, I'm at my sister's babysitting my nephew. My sister's there; she's working from home. She just had to do like online meeting where she couldn't have the kid. Anyway, and I'm hearing this meowing, and I'm thinking it's from the TV. And I look out the screen door, it's this little teeny kitten, black and white, long-haired little kitten, just crying. And I was like, oh man, like I'm not gonna let him die and all this stuff. So I took him home. He's right beside me. Cute little guy, you know, likes to sleep on my shoulder like a parrot. But anyway, I got a litter box, and like I'm so OCD with cleaning and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and like it freaks me out. And like he stepped in his shit once, and like he fucking hopped up on my chair like from it, and I smelled it. I was like, oh my god, so I'm freaking out and fucking Lysol in my room and cleaning and all this stuff. So like I was looking up litter boxes, like the self-cleaning ones, at least the ones with
What?
the dome, the sifter, whatever. There's
Yeah.
this specific litter box, right? That is the like Litter Robot 3 or something. It's this very specific shape, and it closes and rotates. It's Wi-Fi. It does it automatically. It's $600. I can never afford it. But very, very specific. And fucking literally, right after that, maybe an hour later, on Facebook, the very first ad is that fucking
What
Litter
the
Robot
fuck?
3. But I just looked at it, and it's so specific, not just cat, and now it's filled
Back
with,
it up
now
there.
all my advertising on Facebook's filled with just cat stuff. It never was prior to that, because I never looked any cat stuff up, you know?
You wanna see something scary though? Watch how fast my internet goes out. Okay? Listen to this. Hillary Clinton frazzled rip. You know about that?
Hillary Clinton, what?
Frazzled.rip.
What is, I don't understand what you're saying.
That's this Hillary Clinton hello? Am I lagging? Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, just checking. No, Hillary Clinton frazzled, like frazzled hair, frazzled.rip.
Okay.
.rip.
R.I.P. Okay,
You-
what, like...
you know what
like,
that is?
It's a code word
No,
that
it's
picks up?
it's a Hillary Clinton snuff film that's somewhere it's taken down as soon as it's uploaded. Somewhere out there on the dark net.
Wow. Dude, you look at the Clintons, there's like fucking 100 people that are like 100% connected to their deaths.
Who's
like,
that
there's
guy?
no getting
Who's like-
around the Clintons.
Who's that guy who just died? He's like, I have information that will lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton, and then he died.
Yeah. Or even the DC, the leaker, the fucking Democratic Convention leaker. Oh, he's shot in the back of the head in the street, and his wallet's not
Yeah.
taken. Come on!
Like
Seth,
like
Seth
that
Rich,
like
I
that
think.
home invasion where the guy's wife and kid died and the dog died, and he is suicided with 2 shots to the back of the head with a shotgun.
Yeah, they're always suiciding themselves or overdosing.
Yeah.
Tub or something. Or fucking hanging themselves with a belt. But yeah, so we talked about so much with that. I don't know where we were. So the
Where you
chip-
go?
Okay, so there's
back,
this
come
one
back,
video I
come
watched
back.
several months ago.
Where you even going, man?
Come back over here. There you are.
There's this one video I saw several months ago.
I'm taking this
maybe
inside
even
the
a
tavern.
year.
Let's go
Real
inside, let's
good
go inside.
truth or film.
So we start running around. Anyways, real good truth or film.
Real good trailer film. Anyway, so the one guy speaking, it's about the Mark of the Beast. He is an engineer that worked in the RFID chip, and at the time he was atheist or agnostic, one of the two. But he's now Christian. He's became Christian because of this. So anyway, he realized with the RFID chip they had to make it so small, but yet they needed to able to have a way so we can charge without having to plug yourself in, and so you can be like Wi-Fi connected, etc. Right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to plug yourself
Yeah.
in or whatever. And what they found was, one, they were able to keep it charged by a certain type of temperature.
Oh,
And-
dude.
A body temperature can keep it charged. And the only 2 places, this is the guy behind making it, and you know he regrets it, doesn't want to with a
Yeah.
Christian then, but oh, he knows it's the mark of the beast. The only 2 places that you
Yeah.
can put this thing are in your forehead
my
or
fish.
on your right hand and between your thumb and your finger, that little slot right there.
Oh,
So the
my
only 2 places
goodness,
on your
dude.
human
Drop my
body
fish.
Oh,
that are hot
no.
enough to put
That's
this
literally
thing to wear.
Revelations, dude.
The Bible, yep. Right hand or forehead. So that's the only 2 places, or in the middle of your forehead, or right in between your thumb and your finger.
Fresh fish.
Ish. Is that why, my guy's dying because he never ate fish or something. Why can't I even craft a pick? I'm too busy yapping, dude. I haven't got nothing. I mean, I'm enjoying it, though.
It's so fun, dude.
This is an awesome game. I'm enjoying the talking now. Yeah, you definitely gotta make me preacher and him cardinal or something.
I like that idea. We gotta get him.
Hey,
He's gotta fill up
Military
the
is
app,
shit.
dude.
Whatever it is. And like I said, I'm anti-Catholic. It's just, if I'm type of fantasy playing for our type of thing, like, you know, the Crusades, you know, convert or die type
the
of
military
thing.
has chaplains.
I like the Crusaders, but they started following literal what's it, Baphomet?
Yeah, that's why they
They
got
wanted higher
expanded.
power, so they started worshiping Baphomet.
Right.
which
And that's
is-
where you get
that's-
Friday the 13th. It's because
Yeah.
that was like when it was declared for them to be like outlawed and killed.
Yeah.
It was on Friday the 13th. Yeah, yeah, that's right where it says the mark of the beast has to be. And everything's
That
going
giveaway.
to that, you know, there's nothing else. There's like no other countries that are private banking except for like Iran.
What do you mean by dead giveaway?
And maybe Cuba. Iran and Cuba. And Syria, but Syria's gonna fall. And the whole reason Syria's falling is because Assad turned down the bank. Look why Gaddafi went. Gaddafi was a good man. They had profit sharing off of oil.
Yeah.
If you got married, you were given a house and $50,000.
Actually,
You know, every citizen
dude. Damn.
every citizen had profit sharing off of oil. So like they were getting checks just by being a citizen.
What do you think about
oil?
oil being a fossil fuel?
Fossil fuels was a made-up term by the Rockefellers to make it
My
sound
man!
like who cares, 'cause there's no you know that?
He knows,
Yeah, 'cause
dude.
there's no dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs
Or
didn't
if
exist.
anything, the Earth is 6,000 years old.
Yes.
Like, there's no doubt about it. Carbon dating, it's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
6,000 years old.
Who the fuck got that number? A machine? How did the machine get that number?
What, 6,000?
No, like
Is that gonna be
like
what-
50
Oh,
million
you
years
mean,
ago,
yeah.
there was a raptor standing here.
Exactly.
How do
And
you
it's-
know
and
that,
It's been
dude?
proven false so many times.
Yeah.
Like they'll fucking say like this tree is 50 million years old. You know, like this,
All those 50
uh,
million year old trees that weren't 50 million years old, but all
Yeah,
those
this petrified
rolled
tree is
trees.
50 million years old, and then they tested where like that exact tree was actually only fucking like 300 years old.
You remember
Like,
Avatar?
You can totally disprove it.
Remember the movie Avatar?
that? Yeah,
How they had those fucking like giant trees that they could live in and stuff.
that hook up to you. Oh, that looks so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've always loved that.
Well,
type.
not only are trees an actual like network IRL in real life, but those giant trees, those existed. I think pre-flood. Not 100% sure, but
Yeah,
those
maybe.
Grand Mesas and
I mean,
everything.
giants were up to 36 feet tall at the
Yeah.
maximum.
And those in the Nephilim, the giants cut them all down.
Are you talking about the Book of Enoch?
Yeah, Book of
good
Enoch.
old
Book
Book
of
of
Enoch.
Book of Enoch.
Book of
The
Enoch.
Bible says it too.
Book of Enoch
was
is
always in the
canon.
Bible. Yeah.
Did you know it's canon because
It
Jesus
came out
quoted?
in the King James. The King James, they took it out.
Yeah.
But here's the way that proves it too. When I wanted to read Enoch, I was like, okay, I really want to read it, but I don't want it to give me these commandments, and I don't know if it's biblical yet, and it's gonna like try to lead me off the wrong path. 'Cause it's not in the Bible. Blah blah blah. You read it. Mainly, all it is a biography. It's not giving you commandments.
Yeah.
It's just telling you how it is, and telling you how it was before the flood. Enoch, Noah's great grandfather, and anyway, there's like 2 verses in the New Testament that are exactly taken from Enoch, but the biggest thing that proves Enoch is true too and correct, and it wasn't until when the King James came where it was taken out, and that was because King James was negotiating with the Vatican, who was trying to kill him, and so he kind of cowered it down. He was against the Catholic Church, but you know they tried to kill him in the gunpowder plot. But Barbara Bush's family, the Pierce family, and that's where you get Guy Fawkes was the fall boy, who, you know, Anonymous, that mask they wear.
Yeah.
That's why it's controlled opposition, because that face is the face of Guy Fawkes, who tried to blow up King James. Okay, that
That's
was the
fucked
fall
up.
boy. Yeah. So like,
Let me-
I
it
always
can't
thought
be
those
that
were like
great
the
of a
freedom
place
fighters, but
because-
they don't even know, dude.
Yeah. And why would they had the face of that guy who was the guy who tried to kill King James and was the fall boy? Come on.
Yeah.
It's because it's people that mock us on our face. It's controlled opposition, like
Yeah.
Alex Jones. So
Alex Jones, all he is to me is a funny comedian. Not gonna lie.
yeah, and he's controlled up. He still goes all
Alex
for the
Jones is
whole
Bill Hicks. He's
power
FBI
to
agent.
Israel and he's and they say like he could be a double from Bill Hicks. That's who they say he is.
Yeah.
But he just replaced Bill Cooper. That's all it was. Cooper
Yeah.
was real. He predicted 9/11. They shot him a couple of weeks after 9/11 on his doorstep. The ATF shot him to death. He was the biggest conspiracy, like way ahead
Bill
of his
Cooper
time.
was the FBI agent that
He
wrote
was the
that book,
man.
right?
The Pale Horse.
Yeah. That was him.
It talks about all this stuff happening and all this to a T. Yeah, it's still powerful today because it's on this. He was a prophet in the sense
Another
that he was
thing-
doing the Lord's work. waking people
You
up.
know, Jared Kushner, how his first interview, like him as acting vice president or whatever, or advisor or whatever, his first interview was him sitting next to a table, and on the table was a picture of a white horse. Boom,
Are
right
you
there,
serious?
dude. Yeah, dude.
Scary, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Just simple stuff like that has powerful meanings.
Yeah.
Like,
That's-
like,
Like, why
go
would
to
you?
Trump's-
Why would you have a picture of a white horse? That's so boring and
Right.
bland. And
we
like,
look at the Denver airport and the stuff
Yeah,
with that, and like
that's
how that
scary.
pale horse on the outside, like actually 2 people were killed from it when they were putting it up and it came down. And it looks like this monstrosity evil horse at Denver airport. Like,
Yeah.
his veins bulging out of it, red eyes, bluish pale, red flaming hair. Like it's fucking. And they have those creepy paintings
Yeah.
of the apocalypse and like mothers holding their dead babies. Why would you have that at an airport?
airport, yeah. like,
Mothers holding dead
that's
babies and
twisted.
twisted stuff, dude. But it's because they mock us, right? Plain
exactly,
sight.
dude. And it's like
Um,
that whole Area 51 thing, that was testing us. If a million people would have showed up, that would have been the power of memes and the power of internet. Like,
Right.
they would have
So-
been like, oh fuck,
so the
let's
quick
calm
thing on-
down.
So right, the quick thing on Area 51, like I said,
That whole thing
aliens
was
or
for
demons or
Project
fallen
Bluebeam.
angels. Right. But what I'm gonna the history of Area 51, okay, like their biggest hero who everyone follows is Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
Okay, this piece of shit. He referred to himself as the Beast. Now, he did all this what was sex magic, and they'd have these gay orgies, and with all these people, women and men and children, and they molested and tortured kids and all
Yeah,
this stuff.
he was straight up
But
a
anyway.
Satanist. He's summoner and everything.
Oh yeah, self-admitted, all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Summoner, dude. He's like
that's Barbara Bush's father. Her real
yeah.
father's that.
yeah.
She looks just like him. Not only that, but her mother, Pierce. the maiden
George
name,
Bush, the
she was
grandson of
best-
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, Barbara Bush's mother, the Pierce family, was best friends
Alex
with
Jones
Aleister
talking about
Crowley.
gay
She went
birds.
away to France with him, came back.
The water
pregnant,
turning the frogs
married
gay.
the other guy in their circle.
The light bulbs are spying on us. Hillary Clinton's a
Bush.
goddamn demon.
Or not Bush, the Pierce. And you can look up pictures side by side. But anyway, she's the moon child. Okay, she's also the woman of destruction in Revelation, like her death. Like the exact day it happened was when Revelation 12 was fulfilled, when the moon was beneath Virgo's feet and 12 stars above her head. That exact night,
Barbara
that
Bush.
the celestial signs happened on Barbara Bush's funeral. And
Holy
there's
shit.
sacrifices. Same with McCain. I called it. You can ask my own family. When Barbara Bush, and it's like I had this like spiritual mental breakdown thing. They're like McCain is Mars, the symbol of Mars. He's the war hawk. He's war. I said the next celestial event, next rare celestial event. I guarantee you, McCain and seniors going. I said that to my family. Sure as shit, McCain went on the day that Mars was closest to Earth, which Mars is Nimrod or the warrior, the bow,
Yeah.
the hunter. McCain was the war hawk. So I'm not like a prophet. It's just all the signs are there.
Yeah.
Like
You're
when
just
Barbara
reading
Bush,
what was told
April
to you in the Bible. Bible's
Yeah.
just one huge
Exactly.
history book with prophecies to be
Right.
fulfilled.
So I watched the moon, like, in a nanosecond, just the blackness go over and make it completely dark over Barbara Bush's funeral. It was April 22nd. 22nd's a huge number with him, but that was when Virgo, the constellation, the Virgin, okay, the moon is beneath her feet.
Holy shit, eh?
Has a crown of 12 stars. It's all constellations. Now, see, like I said, the angels are the host of heaven. They are literally the stars, okay? All
Yeah.
the stars represent the angels in the Bible. Now, the fallen angels are the planets and others. 1/3 of the stars are literally fallen angels, and that's why in Revelation it says the dragon. Every time it refers
Yeah.
to Satan as the dragon, it's
Yeah.
in the heavens, the celestial heavens.
Ah.
Okay, so yeah, so
What do you
it says
think?
the dragon.
What do you think about dragons, like in real life? Like dinosaurs, we know are both fake.
Yeah, maybe before the flood when the Nephilim were mixing all these
Yeah.
animals and abominations.
They said,
but anyway,
what's his name? Marco Polo. When he went to Asia, in his writings, he
says
documented.
that, yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Like it could be, it couldn't be, but I'm not sure. That'd be pretty cool though.
Maybe, yeah, couldn't.
Because
But,
Satan
okay,
is a dragon.
Right. So now, and that's where you get like the reptilian
Knock, knock.
look is
Yeah.
he's
the
a
eyes.
seraphim. Like that's the class of angel he is, and like that's like they have like a reptilian class to them. When you read like what their class is like, seraphims, Raphiams, all these things, right? Anyway,
What's an Anunnaki?
well that was Sumerian, but those were fallen angels.
Ah,
And see,
okay.
the Sumerians were smart enough to, like, they said, you know, they're picturing these people coming from, like what we would say a UFO.
Yeah.
Imagine ancient days, seeing something come from the heavens, and whether you thought they were other planets. You know, most ancient civilizations, they were smart enough to know that there are no other, like, livable planets and
Yeah,
all this
it's
stuff.
like they just
You
knew
know,
it
like,
was a
we're
dome and
brainwashed
shit.
now. Yeah. But let's say these things wanted to pretend they're aliens, because that's going to be part of the great deception for us. And it doesn't even have to be real. It could be hologram. This technology is so there.
Project
my
Bluebeam.
God, you watched the Olympics like last year, and they had
Project
this
Bluebeam.
snow- Yeah, Project Bluebeam, HARP, man.
Yeah, dude.
So you have this. So dragons refer to Satan in the celestial heavens. Okay, and in Revelations, when the pits opened up and dragons there. Okay, over Revelation 12, she's about to give birth. Virgo, the constellation, represents the Virgin.
Yeah.
Jupiter impregnates her. She's about to give birth to the man-child, something about Jesus' second coming, and the dragon swoops in to eat her baby. It's Draco, to eat her child, and then she takes him away. But it says when she's clothed by the moon, or the moon is beneath her feet, and 12 stars on her crown, and that's the exact constellations. But anyway, the dragon in Revelations swoops his tail and casts down 1/3 of the stars. Now that's going to be the literal. We're going to see 1/3 less literal stars when it happens, because those literal stars are fallen angels. So yeah, it's just wild. Everything the Bible said. So we've been brainwashed with the globe, right?
Yeah.
And let's say
That's
the
because
Earth
they
and the
own
globe,
every single piece of media. They own the schools. They own the news.
Yeah,
The only thing
yeah.
this flat Earth thing is, it's coming out. This is we're in a great
it's
awakening.
because God's revealing all.
Yeah,
it's the Great
It's
Awakening.
because YouTube is their downfall, because all this amateur research.
Right. Yeah. And it's the Great Awakening.
Yeah.
Like, we just reached the age of Aquarius, and see, they even have a song in the 70s, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, you know, because these people are occultists. They know these signs.
Yeah.
They know. And, like, the Mayans are like, oh, it wasn't the end of the world. They didn't say it was the end of the world. They said it was the end of that age and final cycle, the fourth cycle. So, basically, time stopped after that, and now we're in the cycle of destruction.
Yeah.
The age of Aquarius basically came then on the Mayan calendar. Like, that's when we reached the age of enlightenment. You can look at all these fucking yoga people and all, whatever, like, all talk about enlightenment, age of enlightenment. Like, that's their God. That's their Christ. Is that we're all gods, and we just gotta enlighten.
And that's New
activate
Age, and
our
that's
third
that's
eye,
not
and-
right.
No,
Like
yeah,
they
great deception.
got the right, they got their left foot in the right direction, but their right foot is twisted around.
Yeah, and the elites are purposely know exactly what's up.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the veil is thin, and so once the veil is lifted, it says many men's hearts will fail them. Because imagine the most craziest monsters and beasts that are coming out of this pit. people love Harry Potter and fucking Lord of the
Dude.
Rings. It's
Dude,
cool,
have you
right?
ever- have
But
you ever-
imagine seeing that stuff in front of your face, because you will.
Yeah.
These things are gonna come out of this pit.
There's gonna be
They
those
will
locusts.
fucking
Yeah.
have heart attacks.
Have you ever seen the anime Devilman? They got me. They got me. I'm offline.
Yeah, right. We just gotta wait like 5 minutes.
Cause the server thing. I thought I was like, what the fuck? Holy shit, dude. Fuck. I hope he comes back.
Yeah, yeah. He's not leaving. He's locked in the building.
I mean, I hope he gets back online.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Should I reset my game entirely?
No, no, just wait.
Okay. This guy's fucking smart, dude. He knows. I feel like I'm nerding out about this stuff. Let me in! Let me in! Oh. This is some good shit, dude. They got me. Yeah, they did get me. Nah, it's an Atlas update that is forcing us to reset our thing. he just messaged me on the Xbox. Dang, I didn't move and idle too long. Got kicked. Loading back in.
He doesn't know that it's a reset.
I'm gonna message him now. Still. This is such fun conversation, dude. I'm actually gonna host a Flat Earth podcast. I'm gonna invite this guy. They got me. Oh, 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 oh. Am I gonna come back in? Are you back in? I think I'm loading back in.
Yeah, we're getting in.
Sweet. I'm gonna figure out my Discord. So I can give you mine and then yeah. Shit. Fuck. Hey, kitty cat. Meow. Meow. Come over here. Come here, you. Come here. Come here, you. You see kitty? Kitty cat. Kitty cat. He's not a stream cat. No. He just likes to be pet. And sleep. Sleep all day and be pet all night, eh? Hey, buddy. Hey. Don't eat that. Hey, don't eat that. No. We joining or what? Yeah, flat Earth is in the Bible and the Torah and the Islam book. I forget what it's called. What the fuck do they call those? Quran. Hey, get off my cords, man. Go back to sleep. Don't bite my fingers. Listen here. Move. You goof. There we go. Ah. So close. I think I'm still trying to load back in. Did you join my Twitch? Are you Blood SC? You want to go out? Hey, I'm back. Still loading. I'm just gonna let my cat out. Can you go out, bud? Hmm? Oh, my legs. I'll be back. Bathroom break. Move, bud.
Oh, I thought you were like taking a leak on me or something. That was weird. I don't know. You're crawling and all of a sudden water spurts out. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. That's a little disrespectful. I'm just saying.
Do you guys ever fix your grill?
Fix my what?
Nick.
I got no
We got-
weapons.
We got water in there now.
Oh wow.
Who's killer?
That's Miss Smith's.
Are they someone we have to worry about?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, get that sheep.
They're red flags, so I didn't know.
Yeah, no, they're a little antisocial apparently, but friendly.
Well,
Taj
friendly for
local
now.
bit-
You never know.
No, I've been talking to them. Like I said, they're pretty new. I'd have to reconsider a position if we see a cannon in the back of the car.
The Great Savannah in the sky.
He was a tiger. She was a tiger.
Is that body decayed, by the way?
Oh, definitely not right now. Should we go check it out?
See if he gets a skull, I guess.
Oh, the man's up. I dragged you to bed, buddy. I didn't know if you were coming back or not.
Hello, Melrosa Carter.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh God. Oh, purple filter.
Your name's not.
I am back.
I'm not your particular client.
What about the loud noises in the sky? I haven't.
You're not
I
in
don't know
our
what that
alliance?
is. I think
You're not
that's
in the same
government,
alliance
honestly.
as...
Not
It's weird, you're both showing up blue
No,
for
I
me.
think that's government doing
That's
that.
because
There's
you
only
have
certain
two
cities do that.
alliances.
We wouldn't be in the
Oh.
trumpets because it would be everyone.
It's stupid
here,
the
but
small limit
I
of
haven't
fucking
experienced.
alliances.
I gotta ask this guy.
Yeah, I think Plague came over and joined us.
Hey, I'm back.
I believe you
Hey.
can technically add me to that one too.
I'm in Atlas. Hello, Massa, Mayas.
Hey,
Oh no, no, no. Recruit to Bojangles Company. No, I can't ally with you
Mayasa.
apparently.
Yeah,
Hey,
that would do
so
it.
someone in my Twitch
I don't
chat,
have admin.
he asked, then what about the loud noises in the sky? I actually experienced that myself, like the trumpets and shit that people hear. I've seen YouTube videos of them all around the world, but I haven't heard them myself. What do you think about that?
I think it's literally some guy
it's
pulling pranks on his
snowplows
computer.
scraping the parking lot. And you're hallucinating.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them get mistaken for here. Actually, though, like a lot of, I don't know about all sounds, but
Yeah, I guess it would be like a worldwide
What's up, my
news
man?
reported thing.
yeah.
Come here, Bojangles.
Where'd that guy go?
I do.
Hey, buddy. Who are the-
Got water. What was
Where's
that
that guy?
about?
Try and get his head. Coming?
Water.
What's going on?
Water? Who's water? Who said that?
Water.
Found him.
We're gonna do-
Water.
Dig the ground.
Lay on the ground, and then while you're laying on the ground,
Okay.
use the punch button, and that'll
Yeah, I
start
got
digging
that.
for water.
I need water.
Oh, whoops.
Okay. I don't know why it's
button.
not working now. It says yes, I have it.
There's a
but-
level 4 on the island we need to subdue.
Level 4, where? Where?
Cajun.
Where?
I don't know where
How
he's
come
at.
water's depleted in this area?
Not
What
company
the fuck?
admin or
Someone
can
already dug
accept
water.
invitation to L11 Alliance 2. You'll have to talk to
Fuckers.
what's his name?
Dude, the water's depleted over here too. Everywhere.
I just robot.
Which one?
You-
I'm trying to find water too. This is perfect. Oh, 3 are right dead in the center. I gotta ask him about a meme. Where'd he go?
Technically, I'm gonna have to set up my own separate alliance. with
Yo,
them,
Massa.
That way, we
Massa,
all
What
get
up?
where are you?
names.
In the woods digging for
It's really
water.
dumb.
There you go, I grabbed the water.
Yeah, it is dumb. They don't have enough slots.
This
for
is
a
really
lot.
the only
The
way to do
tavern?
this.
Yeah, back to the tavern.
Alright. Back to the tavern.
I don't know why it's not infinite like it is in Ark.
Here.
Like you can literally just keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding.
I think it's
That
to
makes
prevent
sense.
mega tribes.
Yeah,
gotta
but you
see
can
who
still
is who
do it
here.
here. It's just more of a hassle.
What's this guy's name? This one is
It's just
Peter
I'm going to have to
Easton.
form another alliance with you, and you're still technically
Go on,
allied to
Jared.
him. So there's no difference.
There's water right here. Water jar.
Where? Right.
What you're talking
okay.
about is you want a
Yeah.
retroactive alliance system.
Yeah.
Where do I find the water? Oh, okay.
So to
I think
join,
they'll probably
So
be
do you want to
implemented
join us?
later. I can imagine so. It's just this game's pretty early on.
What's that?
do you want to join us?
Retroactive alliance system. So basically, if like
You
1,
wanna
2,
join our
3
group?
has an alliance with one person,
Yeah, yeah.
All right, go to this
I-
website.
we do like alliance too, where I could just have the preacher thing? Like I said, I really want to do some Christian convert or die stuff. But do we do an alliance or just join, or do you switch or?
We'll basically have you sign up, make an application on Join the Plague, and then you can join us. And you can like,
Okay, what do I type in? Join the plague.
jointheplague.com. Check out that website.
All lowercase. Join the
Yeah.
plague.
I'm recruiting him.
Wee. Is it just
And
me
then
or
on
You're
that
recruiting who?
website, it will tell you how
Massa.
to join.
The
No,
conspiracy
no,
guy.
Like
Yeah,
it'll just
I'll
pop
invite
up
him.
An application type of thing to fill out.
Only officers can invite,
What were you saying? Is it just me or what?
but he's got to fill out the application first.
Like if I go to jointheplague.com, it'll
He's gonna-
automatically
he's gonna-
like have the application or. do
Yeah,
gotta
I think
hit
there's a
some-
tab on the thing to get the application.
It'll all be explained if you just go to jointheplague.com.
Okay.
As soon as you type it in there, it's pretty cut and dry. ABC, Barney style, breaking it down for you. Get you on the right street, right neighborhood, right colored sauce you're lost in.
Okay.
Jointheplague.com.
So he says Cannoneer. Is that like the title?
Yeah, so luckily at
So mine could be
jointheplague.com, it
preacher,
will
or-
explain everything to you.
Okay.
you know who else is a midget? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Dude, he's awesome looking now. I mean, I couldn't do it, but like, he's definitely good against enemies because like it'll be harder to freaking shoot him.
That's why.
Oh,
I,
you
I'm
must have
so
been
tiny.
with that other dude on the shore a couple days ago. I was on this one.
Oh, my
boat,
face paint is
peeking
gone.
Through the porthole, and someone came up and were like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm new here. I'm just checking
sucks.
it out." There's a boat right off the dock here.
I had like
Oh,
this
might have been
ooh
him.
face
This
paint
little
now.
Not
midget
me.
popped out. Like
Oh,
from
it
the
wasn't me.
bottom.
Sad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wasn't
that
me,
a
man.
different one.
Probably because I was stuck in the middle of the ocean
Hey,
with
so
nothing for
I gotta
a
ask
couple
you.
days. So
Massa.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the tavern so I can do this thing online.
Yeah.
Wee.
Can you open it?
Join the thing.
Is
The
it just
dirty
me, or is
cobra.
like base speed and like jumping ability slightly exaggerated in this game compared to Ark? I feel like I can move like the wind in this game.
So Massa, have you ever seen
Yeah, I
that
feel like I
meme?
can go fast.
Have you ever seen that meme where it's like there's like a Bible verse is like Satan took Jesus up to the highest mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the land and said, pick any
Flat
one
Earth
of them.
one?
Yeah, he's like, pick any one of them. And then there's one that's like the meme is like, it's like, oh, I can see everything. He's like, Satan's like, what do you mean you can't see the curve?
Oh, yeah,
Eh.
no, I've never seen that. But yeah, see, that's another scripture. Like you could, like you could literally see all the kingdom of the land. Like you can't see it on the curve.
Yeah.
They tried to say the boat disappearing wasn't going over the curve. No, they didn't have
That's
cameras
just-
and zoom
yeah.
back then. Go fucking
They had
zoom in a camera
telescopes,
now. You'll see
that's
as
it.
far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
yeah,
Nikon
Chicago
the
P900.
Bible's
skyline.
interesting.
Chicago
find it's-
skyline. Just
When I read the Bible, I always had something kept in mind, the back of my mind. It was an old quote. I can't remember who quoted it, but it said along the lines of, "Any sufficiently advanced technology will appear appear like magic to a primitive mind." And then when I read the Bible, I had to I had to remember one thing, and that is, back then they didn't have like the sophisticated language we have now. They didn't have words for like spaceship or planets.
but they
well,
like
probably
chariots
planets.
in the sky.
Yeah,
So they
like
would
chariots in the
word it
sky.
differently, but yeah, you could still grasp with like. I get what you're saying. Like they wouldn't have airplane, but chariot in the sky, you can grasp today what it is. Like Enoch was definitely for our time. So to finish on the Enoch thing real quick, 100% canon. Not only are there like a couple verses in the New Testament that come right from Enoch, but like I said, it rolls in the Bible until King James, and then it was taken out of the Dead Sea Scrolls. But
Yeah.
Enoch is especially for our time. It's for the last generation,
Yeah.
and God saved it for us to find because the Vatican didn't want anyone to have it. Because one, it has power to it. Not only does it tell us everything, but it lists the actual commanders of the fallen angels, their names and their job title, their description. Like Azazel taught man how to make better weapons to kill them and stuff, and Jaza taught how to make potions and magic and everything.
Damn, dude.
So
That's
it gives you the
twisted.
actual name. You could summon these things if you want to. Probably that's probably how they got so much power and all this stuff. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, they don't, and it tells us just how it was before the flood. Christ said, "As in the days of Noah, so too will it be in the end." Right.
Yeah.
Like people picture Noah or Enoch especially. Noah was after the flood, but Noah was still before the flood, before it happened. But anyway, people picture them like wearing sandals and shit. Like, no, they were as advanced as today. Like, you
Were
know,
they actually?
it's
I didn't-
totally wiped out.
Because I remember
Yeah,
seeing like
because-
batteries and everything, like which is replicating what was the
Baghdad
old world.
batteries and- yeah, like it had to be because you had literal fallen angels on this planet teaching man. It said that they were mixing animals with animals. Well, we do that now. Like
We do that
we mix
now.
a spider and we mix a spider and a goat.
We
and
mix
then you milk
humans and
it,
pigs.
and they use that silk for bulletproof vests. Yeah, we do everything.
You don't
That's-
think that's amazing? Because like, if you,
It
you
is
recall,
amazing, but
like
it's abomination.
Yeah.
that, like 20 years ago, mixing genes between species wasn't possible, and now we can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But you
we're
read the Bible,
playing
that's
God.
what they were
Look at all
doing
these.
back then.
Look at this huge thing, the transgender movement.
Yeah. It's
People
disgusting.
playing God with themselves. But like, look at all these recent reports. Literally, just in this past month, all these transgenders are wanting to like revert back to how they were. They don't feel like normal.
Oh, yeah,
Like they
it-
feel
it's-
like the disgust.
They have the highest suicide rate, and most transgenders always regret it.
Yeah.
Like 95% of them always regret it.
Yeah.
And like they're allowing little children to do this, and their brain's not even developed to like 25. But anyway, little kids, like it's just sick.
It's
and
sad.
it's obviously satanic.
We're
and
at the
sad,
end.
Yeah. We're definitely at the end. Yeah. I mean, all the signs to look for.
Everything
are all
is
here.
coming
Again,
together.
like, yeah,
It's
I
like
can't
all
give
the
that
arcs
day
are
and
coming
hour.
together. It's like we're living in
Right.
anime.
Exactly. Can't give the day and hour, but I can tell you it's the end because we were given the signs, and the
Yeah.
signs are here. And we were given a timeline. It's like, okay, some people would say, they've been saying it was the end forever. Okay, but like, let's say World War II, they thought it was the end. But there wasn't a nation reborn of Israel yet, so
Not yet.
it was
Yeah.
gonna be
Not
the
till
end.
after.
So, yeah. So, it's just crazy. Like, in the Bible, they were literally mixing animals, splitting them. We couldn't do that until recent technology today. Before the flood, they had actual fallen angels teaching them. That's where you get the first witches. The fallen angels took themselves a wife, and they taught them everything. Those were the first witches on the earth. Taught them all this stuff. And that's, they were just as advanced as today, if not more. You look at all century, like, well, Rome had plumbing, which was awesome, but after the fall of Rome, we didn't have anything until like 1800 industrial
Yeah.
boom, especially 1900s. Look at just the 1900s, from fucking car to plane to
Well,
I
in
don't
1800s, within the past 200 years, we went from horse to airplane to jet.
yeah. And when you look up the flood, and it says that the fallen angels were. Sorry, I got a upgrade music playing real loud over me.
All good.
If I ever pause, it's because I got that, upgrade music or something blaring in my ear.
Okay.
Okay, so the flood, when that happened, and like people who like counter God and stuff, they're like, "Oh, your God wiped out the flood. How could you think that's real?" Okay, well, you don't know the Bible, or you haven't studied it.
Yeah.
It was because it was filled with abominations of the giants, the Nephilims,
Yeah.
and man pleaded, and it was just all corrupt. And they were trying to stop the birth of Christ by polluting the bloodline, and that's why there's like several pages in the Bible in the beginning saying begot, David begot,
Yeah.
begot,
That's
begot.
the-
It's
the
showing you the
bloodline.
bloodline's pure and not corrupted.
Yeah.
So we had all that stuff before the flood. where
Yeah,
it
and
was
if you
totally wiped
math
out.
that out, that equates to 6,000 years ish.
Oh yeah, so when the flood happened, God said that the giants, the Nephilim, they were to be evil spirits amongst the earth. They're the
Yeah.
demons.
So
Fallen
the
angels
Nephilims
are
are the
just that,
demons.
fallen angels. Yeah, so an actual demon you're battling is a dead giant. It could be anywhere from 9 feet tall to 36 feet tall. The Titans, the first
Really?
generation of the giants were the Titans.
Really, the only way to there's other ways, but this is just a joke. The meme to the thing to overpower these giants. There's 36 feet tall, but he still died. Just laugh at him.
Just wild. So yeah, I can go into all that. You know, there were giants after,
And there's
but
still
that
giants
comes
today.
From Ham and, oh yeah, and why did the Smithsonian
Destroy
take
all
them
the
out?
bones.
Like yeah, they destroyed it all. We had it all in the museums, especially in America. The Native Americans had caves full of them because they chased
Yeah.
them in caves and burned them because they were evil. You know.
Yeah.
But you look at the Vatican. The Vatican a couple years ago, the most powerful advanced telescope ever they put on Mount Graham.
Yeah.
And they called it the Lucifer
Lucifer, yeah.
telescope.
Yeah, that's so fucking. What the fuck, dude?
And the Native Americans protested it, and like Tom Horn, like he's a like a preacher, he's like a truther type of preacher. Like he like retranslated the Septuagint Bible and all that stuff. Like you've probably seen Tom Horn or
Yeah.
he's really cool. But anyway, when the Native Americans were protesting against the Vatican building this is Mount Graham, Arizona too. They thought it was because he thought it was probably maybe it was an ancient burial ground, whatever. Talking to Native Americans, they said no. Ancient days, our stories were that the giants came out of portals here. You know that there's a doorway where evil giants came out of, and they didn't want that because that
Yeah.
power to that land, power, and that's why they protested against it. But the Vatican got it anyway, and of course they named it Lucifer. But anyway, so the giants, it's when you're battling or in contact with a demon, it was once a living giant, and that's why a lot of these demons, like, they still have the same desires as, but without a body. So they're still thirsty, they're still hungry, they're still sexual, active, and perverted. That's why, like, some
Yeah.
people, when they're attacked by, like, demons and stuff, like, some will say, like, it's, like, sexual in nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they try to rape you. and
Yeah, like the
stuff.
seven sins.
Incubus, succubus. Yeah, like, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Wrath
so,
and
yeah, it's
pride
crazy
and
when...
envy. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another, exactly, that's like, the elites, they've been around, the elites, you know, it's a bloodline that's been going for so long, so it's nothing new, it's just now we're up to, like, there's no shock value, if we're desensitized to everything.
Yeah.
But all our holidays, they're all like the 7 deadly sins. You got gluttony for Thanksgiving, you got Valentine's Day lust, you got Christmas, which was Nimrod's birthday, Christ
Yeah.
wasn't even born.
Yeah. No one really knows when he was born. They just know, like, the season, right?
They know he was. If you date back the astrology clock, like what's it called? Like, you can actually look at the stars and go backwards and stuff. Stellarium. Now, who knows if it's exactly accurate or what? But anyway, it's 3 BC 9/11. See, 9/11, like that. One, if 9/11 really is Christ's birthday, it's like that's why the Twin Towers was a slap in the face. Like they do stuff to hurt God on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was a satanic sacrifice.
Yeah.
And 11's like the number for sacrifice and stuff. But anyway, so it goes back to that. But we at least know the season because it was when the shepherds were out,
Yeah.
out with their flock, and that wouldn't have been the winter. So that would have been like, you know, the
Anywhere
spring
but
or
winter.
the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's really Nimrod's birthday, the winter solstice.
Yeah.
You know, and all of it goes back to Nimrod, who that's really the spirit of the Antichrist. Like the
Yeah.
Antichrist, it's already here. It's probably Kushner, and when the pit opens up, most likely it's just gonna like possess him and like, you know, people who are willing. Because like the president, they do a ritual when they're inaugurated. You look at how DC's laid out with the pentagram. They sit there, they take their oath. When a Freemason becomes a 33rd degree, they got to go to the place in the Scottish Rite in DC, and they do what's called the Osiris Rising ritual. But what they're really doing to like a Christian, like what we know, they're invoking. They are the element themselves. That they're up to an age of enlightenment where they're calling themselves and invoking themselves Osiris. Okay, well Osiris and Isis, that's, you know,
Yeah,
Satan,
those are-
and that goes
yeah.
back to the oldest of old. Same with that's all Zeus and the other one, and Jupiter and stuff. They're all the same god, just in different cultures.
Yeah.
But you have the giant freaking Washington Monument, which is a literal penis. Like, it comes from the Egyptians. It's a phallic symbol of Osiris.
Yeah.
He was killed by his brother or something. I forget. Set, chopped in like 13 pieces, and bodies thrown in. And his wife Isis tried to put them together, and she got them all together, except his penis was thrown into the Nile by an alligator or something, or couldn't find it. So she made a penis out of like gold or something, I don't know. But the statue comes from that, and then she impregnated herself, got Tammuz, and that's like the false Christ story. That's the Antichrist, and that's where you got the same story in other cultures, but it's all basically the same. It's the false Jesus story. It's perverted. But anyway, so you have the Washington Monument, which is the penis that represents Osiris. Right across from it, you have the Congress, which is a big dome, and that's why does it look just like Roman stuff, all our stuff?
Yeah.
The dome of the Congress, that's Isis's pregnant belly, and the children is Congress who's in it. So basically, it's like the
they're all
Congress
in it.
they're all in they're all the pregnant Antichrist. They're all the spirit of Osiris,
Yeah.
the child, because that's what it is. It's Isis's pregnant belly, the dome, and his phallic penis. And whenever they're the 33rd degree Freemason, they go to D.C. at the Scottish Rite and they do the Osiris Rising ritual, allowing themselves to be taken over by Osiris. President, the White House, you look at how D.C.'s laid out, it's a pentagon. Okay, and the White House is directly at the point. Pentagon, an upside down pentagon, is the Baphomet head. It's the Satan head of the pentagram.
Yeah.
Star, the Satan head. And so, right where he gives his speech, all of that, there's all power on these ley lines. Oh, to finish
Yeah,
my
the
thing
ley
about
lines.
Crowley, right? Yeah, to finish my thing about Crowley really quickly. He was sick. He's like the father of just all of it. You know, I mean, it goes
Yeah.
back far.
He's a modern day
the real
father of
perfecter
like
of it.
satanic shit.
Yeah, deep. But anyway, now Barbara Bush, she is evil. She's the moon baby, and like not only in scripture, the woman of destruction, etc. But anyway,
Yeah,
he
the
was
stars
friends
aligned.
with all these other Satanists. So him and he said he wanted to bring upon the spirit of Babylon, and what he did was him and his people and
Just-
L.
Hold
Ron
on, hold on,
Hubbard,
hold on.
the creator of
Someone's attacking.
Scientology.
Yep.
Kill him!
Someone's attacking.
No, don't kill him. Save him.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Rope him.
It's all good, guys.
What's up with my why can't my controller's weird? Why does it have an arrow on you, a crossbow on you? My guy's zoned into you.
Oh,
Auto lock.
how do you turn
got
off
the
auto
auto
lock
lock.
on controller?
I have no idea.
Put your weapon away, maybe.
Yeah, but why would it go
No, I
on to
don't
you?
remember.
automatic?
It's fucking irritating. Just
'Cause you're not
go
not
into
allowed.
the options and turn
No, I took it off and put
auto
it back
lock
on,
off.
and it's not there. Okay, yeah,
And you
I
can
gotta
also
do
turn
that.
your magnetism off.
Auto lock.
I don't know anything about that. I'll have to look at my settings again. So I gotta do that online thing. I'm just so hyped into talking.
Yeah, man, it's no rush. It's not like we're going anywhere.
Okay.
Hey, what's ship draw distance?
Anyways, so he
What do you
was
mean?
friends with,
In
you
the
know, a bunch of
settings,
nasty
ship
people.
draw
He was friends
distance.
with L. Ron Hubbard, the
I think
creator of
it's the
Scientology.
distance in which ships
He
appear.
and L. Ron Hubbard
Like the
and all of
the
his
render
nasty
ships,
people,
yeah.
they went to have a giant satanic sex orgy to bring, and literally by his words, to bring upon the spirit of Babylon.
Yeah.
America is New Babylon in the Bible.
Yeah, that's it's also just like the prophecy, the
rude.
statue that that king saw.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
what
it's
the
like
Apollo statue you took.
It's like the statue he saw in his dream. I saw the head of gold.
Oh, Nebuchadnezzar.
clay. Yeah.
Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, and that was of Iraq, Babylon. Yeah, and that's who
Which
Saddam
got
made a
defeated.
fatal mistake by saying that he was the ancestor of Nebuchadnezzar, because of course they killed him just for symbolism. And Saddam was a bad person, but he was a CIA person. Yeah, I mean the CIA put him in, and then when they
Yeah.
didn't need him, they just took him out. But anyway, point being, I don't know because I don't know what I was saying prior to that. What was I saying? Something about something.
I forget.
It's definitely something about something.
Trump and Pence.
We'll get on Trump Pence.
It was
we can get on Trump Pence stuff, but it was a good one too.
what were we talking about before? And that's the head of gold, the prophecy, and now we're in
Yeah,
America.
before that, that's the Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylon. I'll get into that. But you look at The Simpsons, you look at everything else. It
Yeah.
all shows New York City underwater. Okay, that's because New York City's going to be underwater. Now, New Babylon in the Bible, right? It's a mysterious land. It wasn't found yet. It's the youngest nation. Every country knows her name. It's a land of merchants. She was blessed by God until they pushed God away. Men desire to be women, women desire to be men. Rapid homosexuality, like I said,
Just like in the
youngest
days of
nation.
Noah.
Soldiers stationed across in every country. It's America. We're the youngest nation. Soldiers stationed everywhere. You know what I mean? But anyway, the angel in Revelation throws a giant because this new Babylon corrupts the whole world. And that, unlike you watch Hollywood and everything else, our movies, you know, you got like
Hollywood
world,
is literally
dressing like sluts, and it's magic.
Druidic. It's Druidic. It's the
Right.
holly tree with the wood.
Exactly, it's magic. It's the magic wand of like wizards.
Yeah.
You know, when like wizards have that wand, that literal wand is made out of holly wood.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's magic. But yeah, so Babylon, New Babylon, Mystery Babylon. America's the one that fits it in, and it says like, you know, she's thirsty on the world's blood, or she's drunken by the blood of the saints, and she corrupts the world. And look at us, we corrupt the world, like the transgender, the gay, the just westernized people in Europe or whatever. You know, they all dress like sluts because, you know, they got it from us, and you know, just we corrupted the whole world. But anyway, a giant angel throws a millstone, you know, like a stone wheel back in the day of a chariot, kind of, throws a giant millstone in the waters of New Babylon, totally sinking her and destroying her in 1 hour. So how that great city has fallen. Now, if it's not talking about the whole country, but just the city, because a lot of times the punishments come back on the capital city and where the vow was made. America's first capital was New York City. It was right where the Twin Towers were, where Washington was inaugurated.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a black pyramid, or a black cube. The black cube, it all goes into Talmudic Judaism.
That's the
It all
Kabbalism,
goes
no?
into Saturn. Yeah, Kabbalah. It's all Saturn worship. Saturn is Satan. Father Kronos. Father Time. It's all Satan. Black cube. But anyway.
Santa.
All these movies, like 2012 or The Simpsons or whatever, they all show New York City.
Yeah. iPad Goat too. It shows
iPad Goat 2.
Yeah, it shows the Statue of Liberty collapsing.
Peter.
Oh yeah, it does.
So I'm looking for that in the future.
And there was this one cartoon I had on it was called Deep. This one show for my nephew. It was like underwater Nemo looking type of thing. And they're swimming around, they come to these crabs, and it's like the Brooklyn Bridge and Broadway, and they're doing the singing, and they swim deeper, and it's all of New York City underwater.
Okay.
You know, it's like Nemo, but it's all underwater. It's not Nemo, it's a type of maker.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my god, it's just always in your face and everything.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Is he handcuffed?
No.
Oh, you stop that.
I'm roped, lassoed.
I'm just dead.
I need to cook some meat. I need to do. Can I cut it like with my hatchet? That'd be cool
No,
if you
to be
could.
honest with you. Can you hit it
I
with
need to
your...
cook some meat.
You can't. You don't have to cook any meat. We're in a tavern, man. They're gonna cook food for you. Just sit down and ask for it. The tab's all paid.
Appreciate it. Dude, it was so cool. When I spawned in here, I spawned in my little room. How did that happen?
We put you in there.
Like, so in the future, will that happen again? Like, if I'm
No.
still on this island? Or do I need to go in there before I get out?
Yeah, you have to go in there before you get out.
Yo, you have rooms?
So, did you take my body when I was asleep or something and throw it in there?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Now tell me about Trump and Pence.
Okay. We'll talk about... There's other stuff I still haven't finished, but we'll go to that because you've been asking for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and you've been saying
Trump's
wait.
a Jesuit. He's a Jesuit. They've been planning Trump for a long time. Like, other than Trump himself, just that role, just like Obama, that role has been planned for so long.
Yeah.
Trump has been planning himself for a while. There's a book in the late 1800s, early 1900s. It's called Baron's Adventures, something like that. But it's about Baron Trump. His name's Barron Trump, and he's from an aristocrat, and it's just crazy, all the connections to Donald Trump and Barron Trump, his son, and this book that was written, you know what I mean, like 1890. Wow, you have to look at it. But anyway, Pence, he's not a real Christian. There's no way.
There's
He
food
does
for
the
you,
whole
brother.
charade. He does the whole charade, but there's no way he could stand by Trump and act like Trump said on stage while he was campaigning for president. You know, someone said, "Have you ever asked for forgiveness, God for forgiveness?" And he says, "No, I just, if I do something bad, I just try to do something good." The basic Christian knows you have to ask for forgiveness. There's no way around it. One good deed doesn't outweigh a bad deed, but that's what Masons believe. Masons, whatever, they believe that your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds. If you do a bad deed, you can, you rape and kill a child, well, you can make it better by donating to the Shriners Hospital. That's why I won't donate to Shriners, because they're freaking Freemasons. It's a front. I'll go to another place, but the Shriners, come on. You know the Shriners, that little hat that they wear? That little Moroccan
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
thing? Okay, it's traditionally white, but theirs is red.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if it was like 1200 AD, 900 AD, whatever. Muslims had power in Morocco, and they slaughtered and killed thousands of Christians, and they dipped their white hat in blood for victory. That hat is really a symbol of Christian blood. Now the crazy
correct me
thing
if
is, like,
I'm
the
wrong.
Muslims, like, their end of times is, like, just like ours. So, like,
Yeah.
they might realize the same with Christ, because their Dajjal, the Antichrist, is one eye, same type of stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he's gonna come in two eyes, but most likely, I picture, like, a 50 cal snipes him, and, like, holy hell, like, the false prophet, Pope Francis says, oh, look at him, he's still alive, he's healed, who could make war with him? That's basically what's gonna happen, because he will have two eyes, but he's blinded by his right eye, and it's miraculously healed.
Yeah.
And Francis is definitely, not only is he predicted by the Malachi, like every single pope, Malachi since like 900, the year 900, has predicted every single pope exactly to a T. But we know the Catholics blasphemous. We all know that. Okay, they
Did
are.
you know the Catholics
Pope
made
Francis is-
the Islam religion?
Yeah. Yep.
And
See,
the-
we're
and-
the two of the
and
same
A
minds.
Catholic priest, I forget his name, is George, some French last name, I think. I could find it in like 5 minutes. He also
And it's all
created the Big
based
Bang
off of
Theory.
yeah. And that's where you get the black cube. It's the fucking Talmudic black cube. See, the Muslims don't know this, but it is. Like, they're really worshiping Satan, they don't know it. It's not the same God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It was created by the Vatican to battle Christianity. But, yeah, that's wild. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, so, on interview, Trump said, on an interview when he was campaigning for president, he was asked for forgiveness. He said, no, okay, the deed thing. And the basic Christian knows you can't do that. And you gotta judge a man by their fruits, right? So, not only that, Trump in his apartment decked with gold, he's gonna get me!
Get inside the building, you nerd.
Oh, he bit me, that bastard. Here, I'm gonna pass out. Alright. Trump, everything's gold. Like, the Bible says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to heaven. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, it's one thing to be wealthy and stuff like that, but, like, to be so filthy rich, like, come on. How do you not feel like you're gonna go to hell? Like, I'm not saying live good, but how can you...
What gets me the most is, why would you want to throw away your eternal life for being rich for 20 years on Earth? You know what I mean?
Say that again, because I gotta level up, and that sound is so loud, I can't hear it.
Okay. The thing that gets me is, why wouldn't you want to live forever in peace and harmony, and you throw your life away to be rich for 20 years on Earth? Like, I don't get that. I just honestly
and even
don't.
if you don't believe it, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be scared enough just by the thought? Like, I'd rather believe God and find out there wasn't a God than
Yeah.
not believe God to find out
And
there
find
was.
it and
That's a
get
famous
punished.
quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better.
So true.
It's the quote. Better to come prepared. Or no, hold on. better to. What's the quote? I don't know. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. You know what I mean?
Now,
Yeah,
the
same
question
thing.
everybody wants to know is, what do you think about Epstein?
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah,
He's
the
alive. He's
huge
100%
sex
alive.
ring. Yeah, he's alive for sure. But one, he's a Jew and they look after their own. They really do.
He's probably in Israel.
I bless these people my whole life. Yeah, he's living in Israel, no doubt.
I'll give you
I
$20
blessed these
if he's
people
in
my
Israel.
whole life by being a Christian. Oh, I'm Christian, support the Jewish people. You know, it wasn't until again one of the rabbit holes. It was the actually I became a flat earther before I woke up to the Jewish thing. And again, oh bless Israel. Again, Israel as a people was the 12 tribes. Okay, Israel was Jacob. He changed the name to Israel after. But Israel, we are Israel now. We're under Christ.
Yeah.
We are Israel. Israel is a people.
Yeah.
Okay, so they tricked the world by thinking Israel's this state, which the Rothschilds created after they tricked the U.S. to enter World War One. They traded out, sold out Germany for the Balfour Declaration. They said, "Hey, Britain, you're not going to lose because you're getting your ass kicked. You were going to lose, but hey, Britain, we'll win you
Dude,
the war. We'll send the Americans in. You
I
give
just
us the
realized.
deed to Israel."
You know that last Star Wars? How like they went to like the horse races area, like everyone like this is trash. It is trash. I won't lie, but they like put it right in front of us. Those guys fund both sides of the war. Put it right in front of us.
Oh
dude.
yeah, they have for a long time.
Yeah, they put that right in front
Since
of us.
Napoleon, at least. Yeah, they fund both sides of the war and they get rich off of it. That's how
Yeah,
they're sick bastards.
they don't care. They
And,
just
and
want the
Hitler
money.
was a puppet. I could see Hitler was a puppet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say Hitler preached about the Jews, right? And let's talk about the stereotypical money Jew. They own everything, right? Then how come the Rothschilds, the richest people of the world, were still safe in Germany? How come they still owned a paper in Nazi Germany?
Yeah,
Their
the thing that gets
palaces,
me the
they're
most
safe.
is
Wouldn't you
that's
cut
my
the head off a
first
snake?
conspiracy I started on, right? Like there's got to be like, why is everyone hating? Why is some people like right? So I went and looked that up. He was
people what?
targeting anti-Masonic temples, destroying them and looting them and putting their artifacts.
Who?
All Hitler.
Oh, Hitler, yeah.
Yeah.
He was looking for the Wunderwaffen, the super weapon, the Ark of the Covenant. Like, that's why there's truth to Indiana Jones. Because he literally sent the Nazis all over the world to find
The Ark of the Covenant.
the Wonder Weapon, the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, all that stuff, thinking there's power to it. He
Yeah.
had medians working for him. He was occultic. He was in the Tool Society.
Yeah.
That's what it was called. And, like, that's yeah. The
Yeah.
swastika is an Indian, India.
Yeah. Swastika.
Sign.
Swastika is a God
Turn
consciousness
sideways.
thing.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the good and whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, he was
So-
he was deep, dude. He was like preaching. He was good, but no, he was deep, dude. He was deep evil.
Oh yeah, he was deep.
He's not figurehead evil. Like, oh, everyone looks at Hitler and 6 million goyams and stuff and all that shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, that's
there-
face value.
There's 6
Look
million Jews did
inside
not
the
die.
coin.
6 million did not die. 800,000 to a
Yeah.
million tops. Which yes, that's still a lot. One's too many. I get it. Yes.
Yeah.
6 million. You can look YouTube 6 million, or I can send it to you. But
No,
there's this one
I know the
guy
whole
that has
thing. I know
all
the
these
whole thing.
newspapers.
Yeah.
Have you seen all the
Yeah.
newspapers?
From 1900 to 1940,
Yeah, from
till it
1900, like
till it
all
stuck.
the way up, saying 6 million Jews, 6 million Jews.
Till it stuck.
Yeah.
6 million's their number, dude.
What are the odds we'd meet someone like one? This whole
Yeah.
entire crowd is good people,
Yeah.
and then to have someone that like is as
Yeah.
researched.
Yeah.
It's deep research. It's hours of time, and
Oh, yeah,
really
don't
using
get me
your
wrong.
brain and-
He was really good for the German people for their time. All those
he was. Well,
wonders he
here's the
made.
thing: most people don't know.
Yeah.
He offered.
The Autobahn.
He tried to get the Jews to go to all these other countries. No one would take them.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Now here's where you get the Holocaust. One, the Septuagint Bible, the Greek version. Christ would have spoke Greek and all that because way before Israel was under Roman control, it was under Greek control.
Yeah.
The Jews spoke Greek as well. The New Testament was written in Greek, the Septuagint. Anyway, Holocaust is in the Septuagint Bible, and it literally means burnt offering. It was a satanic sacrifice to Baal or Moloch. And like I said, the main way of worshiping Baal or Moloch, same deity, is they would burn children alive. or a good harvest or good future. Like, so when you got Hillary Clinton's email of
Yeah.
her friend saying, "Good luck at the debate. I'm gonna sacrifice a chicken to Moloch," she is literally gonna burn a baby.
Yeah.
There's no other way to worship this idol. That's
Yeah.
the only way they do it, and that was code word chicken, code word for baby.
That's so.
So that's
fucked.
what they did. Sick fucking shit.
Yeah.
You know, they worship the same gods as old. There's nothing new under the sun. So, I mean, yeah, Hitler was all into all that type of stuff. But the 6 million Jews, you could see how many times they changed, etc. But here's what it boils down to. So they want the Rothschilds, the satanic elites, whatever. They want to have the prophecies come true too, because they want their Messiah. They want Satan to have his power. They want the big battle to come, etc. So the problem was, most of the Jews at the time, a lot of them weren't Talmudic as much as just Old Testament. And no, God personally has to call us back. So a lot of Jews wouldn't, after Germany was kicking ass in World War I, they were going to win. And if you research it, they had every right. Germans were in the right in World War I. And we supported the Germans because the Rothschilds supported the Germans, and we had the propaganda. Our Coke stuff had swastikas back then, but I'm talking about World War I with the Kaiser, so the swastika wasn't there yet. Anyway, we supported them. Now, what happened was, communism comes from Jews. The Bolshevik Revolution. It's factual.
It's
The
Marxism,
propaganda
which is
pictures.
basically just satanic.
Yeah, exactly. The propaganda pictures of Russians propaganda pictures themselves shows like the stereotypical Nazi Germany looking type of Jew propaganda picture in a communist outfit.
Yeah.
Now they literally tried to do the communist revolution several years prior and failed, and they took refuge in Germany. Germany gave them refuge. Then they sold Germany out after Germany was winning. They said, they went over to Britain and said, "Hey, you know what? We'll win the war for you by sending the Americans in if you give us the deed to Palestine." That's the Balfour Agreement. Britain said, "Hell yeah, great. I don't want to lose." So then that's when you had the Lusitania, false flag bullshit. We get into the war, and of course we win. They get the Balfour Agreement. And the problem was, they couldn't get any Jews to go. Look, the Jews believed, most of them at the time believed, God personally has to call them back. Like, it is hugely wrong for you to say we should go back because God needs to call us back.
Yeah.
They made sure those Jews went to the concentration camps. Other than that, they needed to force these Jews out because
That was the
they've been in dysphoria for
Havara
so
Agreement.
long. The Balfour Declaration,
Yeah.
They had the that was for World War I to convince Americans, and they got it. But after the Balfour in like 1921 or something, they couldn't get the Jews to go over there, so they had to create a staged force atrocity. It was real. It wasn't 6 million Jews real. It was 800,000 to a million. Still horrible.
Yeah.
But they had to create a force atrocity to push them. Because how would you feel after, like, you're established in a country for, like, fucking 2,000 years or even a couple hundred? Like, you don't want to go live in the fucking desert and fight with Arabs, even if it's the God thing aside.
Yeah.
You don't want to go fight with Arabs and live in the desert. You have roots here, generations, and you're a store owner. You know, all this stuff. So they had to force the Holocaust and make it so bad to where it made the Jews go after that. And
Crystal
there's
Knowledge.
even records of Jews on the trains going to stuff like that. There's a prominent Jew rode in lighters. I forget who it was, but anyway, they could have stopped this huge group of Jews going to the concentration camp, and he actually said, "No, keep the trains going," because you had to create a number big enough so at Nuremberg they had a stake in the game. They could say, "We lost so many people. We need our land. You know, we sacrificed too," and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all that was to push them into Israel, and a lot of them. It's definitely the end. Again, I praised Israel, I praised the Jews almost my whole entire life, and then when I woke up to what it really is, and the Bible calls it the synagogue of Satan. Those who call themselves Jews and are not, but are liars and worship in the synagogue of Satan. That's them. They're the synagogue of Satan. And I'm sorry, if you were indigenous in that area, you wouldn't be like white with beady eyes from Poland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like Polish Khazarians, or Ashkenazis.
Yeah.
They literally have Nazi in their race name. Their race name is Ashkenazi. But yeah, that's wild stuff, man.
Yeah.
We're right there at the end.
Yeah, we're in the Grand Awakening, boys.
And so many, yeah, they have the whole entire temple prefabricated, ready to build. They have it all blueprinted on digital, and they have the artifacts, the menorahs, the Sanhedrin, the 70 rabbis, literally all have their robes hanging in the closet, ready to go to the Temple Mount. And they just started animal sacrifices for the first time this year.
The red heifer was born, I think, just in 2018 there.
And then in Revelations, you have the unblemished red heifer, which is so rare. Like,
Super
this
rare.
thing can't have a single hair that's out of place or gray or anything.
Yeah,
right?
it's the perfect heifer.
And
Oh,
in the
God.
Bible, yep. And in the Bible, they're going to have this red heifer for a sacrifice, and the red heifer's here. And the red heifer's got to be about 3 years old, and it was about, like, what, a year or two ago? Maybe a year ago? They had the red heifer? So once
Yeah,
it's about 3,
I think it was 2018.
when they'll do it. Yeah, because that was 70 years. And 70 is one generation. We had to open up the embassy on the exact day of the 70 years of Israel. It's all symbolic. It's right in our face.
Yeah.
It's mocking us and laughing at us. That's what's scary too. Is these sick people are laughing at us. As
They're
tell us
laughing
this
because
stuff.
they do predictive programming, and then
and they
when
know what's coming.
When they actually do these things, nobody realizes.
And that's what black magic is.
Yeah.
Predictive programming, showing us before they do it. They're unlocking a door. It's like they can't go to their next step until they show us. And if
Are
we-
you starving,
and-
man?
I got deficiencies.
Not yet. Well, actually, my meters are low. My stomach is kind of okay, but
There's food in the mortar.
my yellow and red
There's-
and blue
Here,
are
eat
down.
eat one of those each.
Oh,
Okay.
pretty much.
Thank you.
I gotta keep the chaplain talking.
I got blue and orange deficiencies.
Here.
Chips.
I found water. Lots of water.
Thank you.
Water.
Don't overeat.
Okay.
Blue and orange. I overate.
I dug.
I need orange. I need orange vitamin.
Here.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can get what he has, but the orange vitamin
Yeah, it's
is
scary
slow.
because so a lot of Christians. Now here's a great
And
satanic
there's
ploy too.
berries in the.
If Satan
Water.
can't get you to like denounce Christ, like that's how there's a lot of lukewarm Christians. Yeah, I'm Christian. They believe, but they don't have a feeling. They don't pray. They don't. But regardless, they're Christian. They're not going to denounce them. If Satan can't get you to not be Christian to denounce him, he's going to want you to be a stupid, ignorant Christian he can fool and trick,
Yeah.
and make you go to hell because
Stay
he
vigilant.
tricked you and it was your own fault.
Yeah.
Now, what happens to the people? Now, since we're close to the anti-times, I get that. Now, what happens to all those poor bastards in the jungle that don't even speak a lick of English, don't even have a concept of it? Are they just like the animals of the earth type? You know, that they don't even get a choice in the matter. Like they're already
No,
going to hell.
well-
they ain't even heard about Christ because they're
Well,
going to
here-
be in the jungle. They're going to be born there, die there, never
Depending
even
on
see
how they
God
treat
anymore.
others in their tribe, I'd say.
Yeah, so here's how that goes. Now, again, before I got hued in the scripture and all that stuff, okay, you die, you go to heaven or hell. No. Okay, the only people in heaven is God, the angels, Christ, and the two people he took up alive, Enoch and Elijah. Now, there's one day of judgment. That day hasn't happened yet. So how can you be in heaven when you weren't judged yet?
They say there's
so it's like
they say there's gonna be 2
no one's
raptures.
in heaven. Yeah, but that's false. It's not biblical. The word rapture is not even in the Bible. It's caught up. It's called being caught up, and it's not pre-trib. It's in the tribulation. And again, if the rapture were to happen, how can Christians be beheaded for taking the mark? For not taking
Well,
the
I
mark?
think at the
You know what I
beginning,
mean?
those who know, like
The
you and
rapture
me,
came from the Schofield Bible.
yeah. I think in the beginning it's gonna be like you and me, people like us, blink of an eye, and then they gotta roll out like as fast as they can. They gotta roll out Project Bluebeam and say, "Oh, aliens, aliens."
What's Project Bluebeam?
Yeah, exactly.
I know the
aliens
Navy
are
recently admitted the
Yeah.
Navy recently admitted to having the UFOs, and I saw some of the stuff on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
see,
basically
now we're
gonna
in the
say,
disclosure period. They're
Yeah.
trying to disclose it slowly, and then they're going to do it big.
yeah,
They released some video like a couple months ago of like
that Area
Navy
51
fighter
thing
jets
that
showing some.
they would have found
Yeah. I've seen that.
They want to
abominations,
put
but
it
they
in
would
your
be called
head.
aliens.
It's, every couple months they're going to keep doing this little bits in the news here and there.
Yeah.
And then they're going to do it. Now, real quick, so the alien thing, okay, now one, they are fallen angels or demons, I'm not sure which one.
I'd say
They are
demons.
separate. Probably fallen angels. Because if they're demons, I think
I have-
that would be, like, because of Nazis type of cloning, and a demon got the host body. It's like a vehicle.
What's his name? Aleister Crowley.
He drew a picture of
Yeah.
a demon he summoned.
What's
Yeah,
his name?
In the,
Here,
in
I
the
can get his name.
pyramids, and it looks exactly like a gray. I think it was like Lamb. It was called Lamb.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Yeah. He was doing a summon thing in the pyramids. And this is way before Area 51. This is before we thought of aliens or whatever. He summoned a demon, and he drew a picture of it, and it looks just like a gray alien, way before Roswell. And his name was Lamb. He communicated with it, whatever. And again, Area 51. I don't know if I finished this. So he had a huge sex party to bring on the spirit of Babylon with L. Ron Hubbard, the creator of Scientology, the Pierce family, Barbara Bush's mom. Barbara Bush was conceived on this night. Anyway, to bring upon the spirit of Babylon, the Moon Child, which Barbara Bush was the Moon Child once you studied the occult and what it was, what he was doing. But where they had this sex ritual, the satanic sex ritual, it was Area 51. It's called Area 51 because of the grid. Okay, that little square, that grid, it's 51, Area 51. You know what I mean? And then the square next to it's Area 52. You know, just to break out the map and put it in grid. That's how you get the name Area 51. That exact area is Square 51. Okay. But before it was ever Area 51 as we know it today, it was just empty, barren land, and that's exactly where they had their demonic sex party. That wild? Bring on the spirit of Babylon. So, yeah, so anyway, and he also said, summoned this alien lamb that looks exactly like a gray alien, decades before all this stuff. His quote says, "Today we call them demons, tomorrow we'll call them something else," which, it's aliens. And see, aliens, like this is a flat Earth. It's enclosed. There
Yeah.
are no other
Can I-
planets living on it.
can I say this?
Here's how that's a great deception.
In 1918, while conducting a sex magic ritual called Almalantra with Roddle Minner, Aleister Crowley came in contact with the entity Lamb.
And he drew a picture of him.
Yeah,
It was
and
just
while he was
crazy.
gazing at the portrait, he was able to make contact with him.
Real quick, have you guys seen the film Childhood's End, in which the aliens are represented by red
That
demons?
is crazy. I saw that in one of my Truther videos, and in the end, like, that they won't show themselves because you're not ready for how I look, and then it comes out looking exactly like a depiction of the devil, like with the goat legs, red horns, which the devil don't look
What's
like
it
in
called?
real life. The goat
What's
thing,
this movie called?
Yeah, but Childhood's End, when the alien reveals himself, it looks exactly like Satan as you'd picture in your imagination. It's huge, muscular, big. It has goat legs, red skin,
Childhood.
horns.
Yeah,
and
you gotta watch it.
It's mirrored on each side by a little girl and a little guy. And if you look at this, and it's 9 feet tall. If you look at the satanic statue that they created, remember seeing that a couple years ago? The Satanic Temple created this huge statue
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Satan sitting in a chair, and they bring it around to all these capitals, you sick bastards. And it's mirrored
sick
by a little
bastards.
boy and a little girl, and it's on the same exact side, and it's 9 feet tall. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, everything's right in our face.
Bro,
So,
they say that's an alien in that movie?
they
Yeah, you
say
gotta
it's an
watch
alien,
it.
looks
Childhood's
just like
End.
Bro,
Satan.
I'm looking at
But in
pictures
the
on Google
book-
right now. That's what,
But
dude?
in the book, it didn't look like that. See, that was a book prior.
Ah,
And the alien looked nothing like that in the book. So they changed that. They changed that from the book.
that's
The
Hollywood
depiction
for
of
you.
the alien.
That's Hollywood for you.
Yeah. To fill their agenda. Childhood's End. And that's an alien, and it obviously looks like Baphomet Satan.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when they go up to the spaceships, the whole situation.
Dude,
Oh.
us having truther talks and like streaming, like it would eventually get a lot of traction. Like we'd be watched
Hello,
this
Rip.
channel, but we'd got to be doing
come to
stuff
check
than
on the
standing in a tavern talking. Oh, look at this little guy. Hey there.
Man, have you ever seen
so-
the documentary on Netflix? It's Beyond the Curve, Behind the Curve.
Oh, that's that freaking false piece.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, dude.
That is nothing but crap.
Yeah, dude. It's Mark Sargent.
Yeah, he's such a shill.
Yeah.
Is that
He
true?
believes in all this weird shit and aliens and stuff. He's a sold out shill. But okay, so real quick, so
Gatekeepers, man.
yeah, they're gatekeepers, right? So there are no planets to land on all this stuff. People say, okay, why? Well, here's why. You are special. You are created. You
Yeah.
have a destiny of heaven or hell. If you are told that you're nothing but insignificant, minuscule piece of dust, and there's endless planets and galaxies,
And
there's
endless space,
possibilities
and
of
yeah.
endless planets,
And there's
people.
multiples used and all this
Yeah.
and that.
One,
You're
right,
gonna think
one
you're
that makes you
worthless.
feel insignificant. Two, it takes away the God's throne.
The specialty,
God
yeah.
literally sits above the earth, and the earth is his footstool. Like, he sits outside of the dome, the firmament,
Yeah,
and his throne is
Above
surrounded
it.
by the waters above.
yeah.
So, like, when the flood happened, he opened up the waters from the deep, opened up windows of the dome, flooded the
Yeah.
earth. Yeah, flat earth is undeniable once you research it. I only became a flat earther because I needed to research to better debate them, because they were kicking my ass. But flat earth is stupid. There's no way the earth is flat. It's fucking stupid. I
Yeah.
have to at least be able to beat them in a debate, because either way they still
It's
sound smarter than me because they know
impossible.
the facts.
It is
they know how long this is
impossible,
not. And within 4 fucking days, probably 3, I was 100% flat earther.
Yeah.
Here's the
What about
thing,
the
like,
what about the people going to Antarctica, south of Australia?
yeah, well, like
And then
Captain
returning.
Cook, Captain James
I'm
Cook.
talking about like modern days, like right now.
Oh, they just go to the North Pole and they lie to you.
Exactly. Like, you
No,
can't
but
go there.
like
The
actual
Actual
civilians and actual
They can't.
You can-
archaeologists
you
and
can-
stuff.
you can
can't
go to
there. You
Antarctica.
can be guided.
Yeah,
They
guided tour.
they sail from Australia to
It's-
Antarctica
I have the map
You
actually.
can
I'm
get
gonna
to
show it on my
Antarctica
stream.
from anywhere you sail. Yeah, if you sail
because
south,
it's the wall.
you'll hit it. Yeah, the North Pole is the center, like up near Canada. The North Pole, like picture that being in the center of a pizza, the exact
Yeah.
center. The outside crust of the pizza is the Antarctica, and it's a 2 to 300
Boom.
foot ice wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Antarctica circles the whole thing, and Captain Cook, like back in what was it, 1700s, he circumnavigated. He followed the ice
60,000
wall
miles.
all the way around, yeah, to try to find an inlet. Never found an inlet, and he ended up circling all the way. And that's what people can't picture. Well, how do you swim? Yeah, that'd be a ball because you can swim around. No, ride a fucking big wheel or a bicycle in a cul-de-sac. You're doing the same thing. You're just going in a circle. If you go south, you're gonna hit, no matter where you're at, if you go south, you're gonna hit the ice wall. And
Look at the UN
north is
logo.
dead center.
Look at the UN logo.
Exactly. The UN logo
They all
is
know.
the exact map of flat Earth.
Yeah.
They mock us.
They all know, dude.
They all know it, yeah.
And
And
it's,
imagine,
and
Is
it's
it
like-
possible?
and not
Is it
only
possible for me to get in good with the Jewish society without being
No, you're not
blood Jew?
You're a Gentile. Nope. You can convert, and they try to discourage you to convert because you're not blood Jew. You'll never be. The most you can be is what they call a righteous Gentile, but you still have less rights. You're still soulless. You're still a goyim. No, you can't be. Like, and that's the thing. If you want to be a Jew, I mean, you can, but you won't be accepted. Now, if you go through the conversion process, it's like 3 steps, like, and they try to discourage you if you're a Gentile in these steps, unless you're a Jew. Now, if you are a Gentile converting to be a Jew, you have to study and do all these tests, all these things, right? Anyway, you have to go through this strict process.
Turn
And
on.
and then you have to go through like a baptism, not like a Christian baptism with water like we know it. But anyway, you have to go through this type of process. The only way you do not is if your bloodline is Jewish on your mother's side. Now, biblically, it doesn't have to be on your mother's side because that's bogus. It's any of your parents. But they changed it. The Pharisees changed it to where it has to be on your mother's side. Now, Ivanka Trump right? She's supposedly a Gentile. She converts to be a Talmudic Jew, but she doesn't have to go through this conversion ceremony. It doesn't matter how prominent you are. It doesn't matter if you're a fucking king. These people don't care. You still have to go through the ceremony. So that means her mother was a Jew, very least. And if you look at her mother, you can tell she has her actual name is different. She changed her name. You can look up her real name, her mother's name, and it's definitely Jewish. But so here's the other thing with Trump, right? The Bible says Apollo is the Antichrist. Okay? Trump Tower, lined with gold and all this stuff, he even shits in a gold toilet. And again, like, I'm a conservative person, so like I would be a Republican, and I was one until I woke up to where they're all rigged. They don't mean anything. I'm a conservative in nature. I'm just voting again. But anyway, one, Trump, his apartment at his Trump Tower, it's all decked out with all these statues of Apollo. Now, why does he have statues of Apollo, who is the Antichrist? Out of
'Cause he
all
knows.
the gods and stuff to have, why does he have Apollo everywhere?
I always compared Trump to Jar Jar, you know what I mean? Like, you ever hear the Darth Jar Jar theory?
Jar Jar?
Yeah, you ever hear the Darth Jar Jar theory? How he's like the
No.
Sith master, and it's really good thought out theory.
They try to compare him to, like, Cyrus.
Well, I mean, like,
Jeez.
if you play yourself dumb, then everyone's gonna think you're dumb, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But really, you're acting in these really smart moves that nobody sees
Yeah.
because, oh, look, oh, he said, oh, fuck her right in the pussy or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
like everyone's like too
Right.
distracted looking at that while he's
Exactly.
doing all these other, it's like chess.
See,
Oh.
every time that type of shit happens, something huge is going on. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, never get vaccines. They're so, like,
Yeah.
fucking Nazis shot fluoride in you, and you got fluoride and aborted fetal cells in vaccines, fucking mercury, lead. It is never good. They're
I've had a
making
bunch
us
of
a strong
vaccines and I'm
antenna.
good.
Fuck, I'm not, dude. I don't know if it's genetics for me or in the military. Like,
I've gotten the
all these shots
anthrax,
scared to me, 'cause
smallpox.
I have. Yeah, I got all that shit too, and I'm sure some's genetics, but I got horrible arthritis. I got fucking autoimmune disease, and that's the biggest thing that it causes. Vaccines, autoimmune disease, like.
Vaccines recently are killing newborn babies.
Yeah, Japan outlawed
Let
them.
me heal
and
you
they-
up, little guy.
Hey, Japan's mortality rate when they did vaccines was horrendous, and then they stopped, and now they have one of the best mortality rates. We have the most vaccines, most vaccinated people, and the highest mortality rate because of it. People who have, like Japan, who have the less, have the highest mortality rate. So, like,
Yeah.
what does that fucking tell you? Like,
Yeah.
the highest, like, it's common
go take that
sense.
little
It's
guy.
never good to put fluoride in you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just stand up
Nazis
and take
fucking
it.
did it. But what they're doing is they're trying to make us stronger
Get this.
antennas.
Get this. Get this.
With
They say fluoride.
chemtrails.
They say fluoride's good for the teeth. Then why do they put fluoride in your
in
your
the
pit
water.
sticks?
Yeah.
They put it in
Your
your
what?
pit stick. I don't know what they call them. Pit stick.
Deodorants?
Yeah, deodorant.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
'Cause I switched from I like the feeling of antiperspirant, but it's got aluminum in it.
Yeah.
And like and the reason they're doing this is because like chemtrails are spraying us with barium, mercury, and all
Yeah.
these metals.
They're gonna load us up
They're
full of
making
metals
us-
so we can become walking antennas, so we can pick up
Exactly.
signals and everything.
Exactly. And then they can
Have you ever heard about
electrically
their-
charge HARP.
I don't know if it's
They
real.
can charge up HARP.
I don't know if it's real, but they have this. It says Project God's Voice or something. How they have technology.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
real. They
technology
actually have the technology now where people
to
can think
beam-
God's talking to them, but
Yeah.
they're beaming a
Beaming-
fucking message to you.
Yeah.
Like, because we're
Because we're
basically
fucking walking
radios,
antennas.
and they're tuning into a frequency.
Yeah.
Like, when you picture like listening to music on a radio in your car, picture the lyrics, the music, the fucking piano, everything is invisible, all coming to you in a radio wave. How wild is that? And you're just turning the tune. You're just tuning into it. So it's like they're just tuning into your frequency. And that's why like they're putting fluoride in this because it calcifies your pineal gland,
yeah.
your third eye.
Third eye and make you
And then
dumb.
that's your spiritual communicator. So like they're trying to block out your God, the angels, whatever, and make you susceptible to just their subliminal messages. It's just crazy times, dude. And it is
What do you think the
so,
pyramids constructions are for?
That's hard
They
to
were-
tell
they're-
because they
I
almost
think-
look like they were for God.
I think it was to track the stars because they still line up with Orion's belt today.
Definitely, yeah.
And I think underneath the pyramids, because like as you see in iPad Go 2, is where the pit of the beast is, and I think CERN somehow will destroy the pyramids and open up the pit.
Okay.
Because I think
Maybe.
I found this video.
Because I heard of them possibly being like a jail for the fallen angels, like not on the inside but below it.
And maybe that too, but
Yeah, it's covered in mercury.
I've seen things where there's pits underneath, like in the architecture and the blueprints. They
And
found
here's the
cavities.
thing too. That's how high the
For the pyramids?
floodwaters were. The
Yeah.
capstone, like the thing was covered in limestone, and yet that top capstone, you know how it's thicker and it sticks out? That's where the floodwaters were, where it eroded the rest. They were pre-flood.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They've been there, and you can see where the waters eroded it.
yeah. And I like how they found Noah's Ark. They found it in the mountain in Turkey.
Yep, right where the Bible says.
Yeah.
Mount Ararat.
Oh, and if you do the
right
math,
on Mount Ararat.
if you do the math, like the actual
Is that
measurements
you,
and
Doug?
everything.
The CIA blocked it out. Yeah,
Yeah.
the CIA
Yeah,
blocked
man.
it out. You can't go there now. Is that crazy?
hey,
Is
let
that
me
what
give
you're
you some
gonna
food.
say?
No, I was gonna say the measurements, because you know how God gave Noah the
Exact
measurements.
same.
Exact.
Yep,
it
exact
was
same
the
as-
You can
yards
get a
and
ring
stuff.
here
Yeah,
if you need it.
exact. And that's another
Oh.
thing. You know how
Oh,
Jesus
you're
was a
right.
You guys
carpenter?
know
I'm
that?
Trial
Did you
for
guys
now,
know
anyway.
that?
I was just seeing what it was like. Just having a quick run around.
Hey, did you other guys
Very much
know
the
that?
same as that.
Hey, you're from Australia. How long is it to go from Australia to the Antarctic?
Oh, shit.
I don't know, but it's
Oh,
pretty
not have a
close
clue.
because, like I said, anywhere.
You're not allowed to
that
go to.
you
You're not allowed without a
Yeah, you're
without
not
an
allowed
escort.
to. You gotta be.
The United
escorted.
Nations
They have
will
the
stop you
Antarctic
and turn
Treaty.
you around or blow you out of the water.
Yeah. So when people are like, "Oh, you can do it yourself," or I'm going, no, you fucking can't. Like they're gonna escort you. They're gonna tell you where you can go. Oh, I like that one guy a couple months ago supposedly walked or traveled all the way around Antarctica. No, he didn't. It's a fucking sideshow. It's just to make
Yeah.
sheep go, see? Told you, see? What? 'Cause someone
Yeah.
told you
Yeah.
on fucking TV, you believe it? Like, great.
Oh, what's his name? Admiral Byrd. Admiral Byrd.
Yeah, but see, he actually
Mm-hmm.
has a Freemason thing in Antarctica. He was a 33rd degree Freemason, so you kind of
Yeah.
have to take his words like, with a grain of salt
He
too,
says
even though there's
he
truth
says
to it.
two things, but I'm not sure which is like the second thing is really questionable. He says he found the dome, which like obviously obvious, but the second one he says he found more
Yeah.
land. What does that mean?
Yeah, that there's more lands outside of it.
Yeah.
Like, and then that I've seen that other theory where it looks like kind of like flat Earth, like times 5, where it shows all these rings.
Yeah. I saw that. I have
don't
a map
The
of
believe
that.
tree
that.
of life from the Nordic religion.
Oh, okay. I don't believe that there's any more outside of Antarctica thing, but
Hey,
I think they
we don't
definitely
know.
found the wall.
That's the thing, we don't know. But I know that
We
there
don't
is a dome.
100% know, no. But I think they found the wall.
Yeah, for sure, 100% they found that. Because like it was like
And
4
that's
years
why
later they found
they were
founded
shooting
NASA.
nukes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were
No,
shooting nukes up there.
No, just bombs. They
Up
don't
there.
have nukes.
Yeah, I know they don't, but they're claiming they were nukes.
Yeah.
They were shooting them up, trying to blow up the firmament, the dome, and it was called Operation Fishbowl.
Operation
And they're
Fishbowl
literally
Dominic.
sh-
Yeah.
yeah.
And Hillary Clinton even
Dominic-
says that. She's like, oh, we
Yeah,
have
they're
all
trying
those
to
cracks
break
in the glass ceiling.
ceiling. Yup. And you can even watch The Simpsons, right? Like, there's this one Simpsons where, like, it shows them at the baseball park, and someone hits a home run, and it shoots
Yeah.
all the way up to the sky, and then it hits the top of the sky, it cracks like glass, and it floods all this water, and a whale comes out
Yeah.
right in your face. Same
And
with,
then the Simpsons movie.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Fortnite had, like, the same type of thing, where, like, fucking the sky broke, like it was a glass dome.
Yeah. And it's this
They just
world's
mock
cultural
us.
phenomenon right now because it's the most played game out there. It's mocking all these
And
kids,
the sad
man.
thing is, there's going to be a lot of Christians that are going to hell because, like Christ says, like, I do not know you. You know, like,
Yeah.
they'll say, hey, haven't we called out demons in your name and this, but there's no connection. They don't, like, pray to them and just talk to them. Like, I tell a lot of people, just talk to God. Like, you don't
Yeah.
have to be so formal and, like, thank for this and that. Like, just talk. Like, you're supposed to be your father, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, no one really, and like I'm guilty of it myself. Like like a lot of people, it's like no one talks to God unless things are going bad. But when things are going good, they don't like them.
I always
I'm
like,
guilty of it.
I always say thanks. I don't ever.
I try to as much as I can, and I wish I could encourage more people to pray for animals. I always pray for animals. I simply pray that I pray for animals, wild and domestic, land and sea, to be free from poachers and rescued from bad homes and given to good homes. And then
Yeah.
like less than an hour after my prayer, when I was praying over that simple type of prayer, a little bit longer.
Yeah.
People wake up, and I pray for the Syrians and the Yemens and Yemenis and just everything.
Yeah.
And less than an hour after that is when I heard that little kitten meowing, and I took him home. Like, where the heck did we looked all the way around the house, see if there was more of a litter. This little teeny baby kitten just on the doorstep. I mean, wild. After I prayed for the animals, you know what I mean. And a lot of times,
All right, guys.
I'll say it.
Good
You're
night.
leaving.
Yeah, they're going.
Alright.
I got the key. They left the keys in my hand. Good night, guys.
Later, man. What are their names? Their gamer tag names?
That was Peter Easton and someone else.
Peace.
Okay. Hey, you're leaving too?
No. I was just saying good night to them. I'm here as long as you guys are here.
What time is it where you guys are? It's like
5:30
6
a.m.
a.m. around.
3:30
I'm
here.
still wired after all this talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, my whole chat's wondering what you're on.
What's that?
My whole chat's fired up about it. They love you.
Yeah, are you streaming? Are you streaming?
Wondering what
Let me
I'm
follow
on.
you.
They want to know more about the technicalities of Satan worship and like how we can identify them.
Well,
Like the real Satan worshippers. Are they
there's-
just
okay.
Illuminati? Is it only the 1%?
Well, like it's kind of so hard to tell because there's like the real Satan worshippers that know they're worshiping Satan, not like people who are deceived into it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Illuminati. Like I hate saying that term because it's like so overused where people think like, oh, Illuminati, and they tune you out.
Actually,
that
Adam
comes from
Adam Weishaupt.
Adam Weishaupt. Yeah,
He
Adam
actually
Weishaupt.
Close it
created
down
the
so I get a better
Illuminati.
view.
As he was looking through his father's Freemason and Jesuit books, Adam Weishaupt. And
He was a crypto
Yeah.
Jew. See,
Hey,
most of all
overall,
these
sit down
people
over
are
here.
crypto Jews. You'll find out. Like all the popes and stuff, they're all crypto Jews.
Sure.
Anyway, crypto Jew is they're pretending they're something else and they're really Jewish, and not just Old
Are we gonna have to
Testament Jews,
fight
but,
as Gentiles? Are we gonna have to fight the Jews in the end times when they come to behead us?
They're gonna already have so much power because we've already given it to them. Like I said, the Noahide laws were passed under George Bush Sr. and they celebrate it every year on Education Day. Like, oh, it's great, and you'll see the picture of the president in the Oval Office surrounded by these Talmudic Jews in black with the curly little hairs and stuff. They already have all the power. It's already signed into law. They just have to flick on a switch and put it in. But yes, they're gonna say, and this is what they're doing. They've gone to every nation. They actually have Noahide law civilizations up and running, like test trials in the Philippines and Brazil. And you have a lot of you have certain Zionist Christians, like a lot in the West. Like I said, I as a Christian was duped into, oh, Jews the chosen people, support Israel, I gotta support Israel my whole life, because that's just what you're brainwashed as a Western Christian. Until you really study the Bible and you see that Israel was a people, it was the 12 tribes. You yourself are Israel for believing in Christ. Jews are no longer the chosen. They turned away from God. They denied the Christ. Everything.
they killed him.
They killed him.
Yeah.
And Pilate even washed his hands from it because he knew something was wrong. His wife had a dream that Christ was really the Messiah. He put up Barabbas, a horrible, just criminal rapist, everything. Because during the Passover, they have a tradition where they let one convict go, and he wanted Christ to go because he knew so you want to kill this man for what? Saying he's God? That's it? How about this man who's an actual killer? Jews said no. The Pharisees, which were the religious Jews of the temple, no, we want Jesus. We want Jesus. Pilate said, I washed my hands from him. I want nothing to do with it. And they said, his blood will be on our hands. So they have a generational curse of his blood on their hands. Now they can get out of it by accepting Christ, but they have a generational curse just by that alone. Like you have generational curses in families, like something that your father could have did, you could have follow you. That maybe if you could follow, you know what I mean. I'm getting into
Yeah.
stuff,
No,
but
no, I like.
we're gonna have to. They're going around now. They have for a long time, not just now. This all comes from Chabad Lubavitch. Okay, it's CH, but it's Chabad, but it looks like Chabad. Anyway, and I can tell you some great people to follow on YouTube that have awesome videos, like No More News, with no as in knowing something, KNOW. Adam Green is his name. He does a lot exposing it and talking about it, and then there's a lot of other sites. Israeli News Live, they are actually Jews who converted to Christ, were Israeli. Steve Manine, the guy was a CIA agent. Anyway, he's a converted, and he exposes Israel and the Talmud and Zionism and Noahide and all this stuff, and he was a Jew, Israeli Jew. But anyway, yes, so they've been going around for decades. Chabad Lubavitch is like the most powerful organization, and it's such a small few of them. It's where all this money comes from, to politicians, everything. Like I said, every year on Education Day, you'll see them in the Oval President, and that's the annual date they celebrate these Noahide laws. Now, when the Noahide laws are when the Messiah comes, which it will be, but they will put him as Messiah. That's the reason they denied Jesus Christ, because they pictured the Messiah as this brute conqueror, who, like a King David type, who's going to conquer all the lands, and they're going to inherit the world. They couldn't imagine this Messiah as this, poor, regular, peasant, humble person. And Messiah means different to them. Messiah means anointed one. They think there's a Messiah like every generation, and not how we like Christian Messiah is. But anyway, you have in their eyes, they're going around trying to get everyone on Noahide laws or to accept them. And so when the Messiah comes, you have to live on the Noahide laws, which, like I said, there's 7 laws they said that came from Noah, which they didn't. Now, Jews, regular average Jews, could just read the Torah, the Old Testament, for themselves. But they all read the Talmud because it's the written interpretations of the rabbis. Now, a true Christian would say, let me read it myself in the Bible, rather than go into just this one pasture. But they all follow the Talmud, which is just written interpretations from the rabbi, instead of reading the Talmud, reading the Torah themselves.
Yeah.
So the Talmud, they'll say, the Torah says this about the Gentiles. No, it doesn't. It really freaking doesn't. But a lot of these Jews that don't read it for themselves will believe it because it's just generations of them being Talmudic Jews, and hey, that's what it says. But they can read it for themselves, and it doesn't say it. So anyway, they said that God gave Noah these 7 laws after the flood. They are the 7 Noahide laws, like, again, don't kill, don't eat flesh off a living animal, etc. They all sound good on the surface, great. But there's way deeper than that. They can add a law anytime they want, and they have over 600 sub-laws. And in these laws, we are second-class citizens. Jew, again, when the Messiah comes, which will be the Antichrist, the Mashiach, is what they call the Messiah for Hebrew. He comes, each Jew will have 2,800 Gentile slaves. And when you confront them, you can watch YouTube videos of people confronting them in Israel and stuff, like, hey, do you really believe this, or whatever. A Jew confronting, like, there's this one organization, I forget what it is, where it's like this guy that lives in Israel, he's like Jewish, non-religious, and you ask him any question, he'll go around and asking people. Anyway, he'll tell another Jew, because he's a Jew, he's a non-believer, he's a Jew, but a Gentile, we're called Goyim, which is below cattle. They literally say we are below cattle. We are livestock. They say that God put us in human form bodies to make them better slaves. We can serve them better. So when the Messiah comes, which will be the Antichrist, they believe that each Jew will have 2,800 Gentile slaves. Now when you ask them about this, they say, oh no, not slave in how we think of it today. More like, you're going to see how blessed the Jewish people are, and you're going to want to serve them yourself. They're so racist of all the people. They're super supremacist. You can just look at their quotes from their own mouths.
They say...
they have a thing.
They say Menachem Begin, I think his name is, 1977 to 1983. He said, "Our race is a master race. We are the divine gods on this
Yup.
planet. We are as different from the inferior races as they are from insects."
I have a meme. Is that a meme? I have that exact same meme. It shows
Yeah,
a picture of him
Israeli-
and his quote.
Yeah, Israeli
Yeah,
logic to
Prime
Israel.
Minister.
You don't know, yeah.
Yeah,
Six
we got
prime
the same
ministers.
mind.
Dude.
Did we just become best friends?
I think we did. That was like 3 hours ago.
True.
But,
It's been longer than that, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I hung somebody while you guys were talking.
What? I missed
would've
it?
paused to see it.
Damn.
We gotta
That's alright, their
convert
body's
it
still
now.
hanging up there.
So, yeah, so those are those laws, and you better accept them in their mind by the time the Messiah, which will be the Antichrist, comes. And again, that's why, one, the Bible says he'll be an Assyrian Jew, but that's another reason why he'll be a Jew. It's because the Jews will not accept him if he's a Gentile. It doesn't matter what miraculous thing he
Mixer.
does, they'll say, oh, it's black magic, oh,
Ah,
it's this.
dude.
He has to be a Jew to accept him. Now, Jesus was a Jew and they didn't accept him, yes. But they won't accept a Gentile as a Messiah. Not at all. And again, they believe a Messiah comes like every generation. So, like, they call the Rebbe their Messiah, who was the leader of Chabad Lubavitch, Schneerson. And Schneerson has point-blank quotes saying that, Gentiles, deserve to die, Goyim this, that.
Yeah.
That we are swine to them.
Yeah.
We are literally nothing but below cattle. God created us only to be better slaves to them. That's exactly what they say. That's exactly what they preach. It all comes from their satanic Talmud. And again, their satanic Talmud literally says that Jesus Christ is in hell, boiling in piss and excrement.
My question is, when the axe drops, like, how do I fight them? Who is going to be my enemy, or what is this like?
Yeah.
Are we just supposed to
So-
go lay down somewhere, or
No,
what's the deal?
The best thing you're supposed to do, like it says, to make sure you have enough oil in your lamp to last. People will go through the tribulation and come out
Yeah.
of it.
There's
Not
very, very, very little, dude.
Very, very few.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta
I
be
could be
stockpiled.
100% prepared. Yeah, I could be 100% prepared with food and water, but just because of my geographical location, like if you're in a city, which I'm not, but I'm not going to survive because, there's too much in this area. Like, there's too many FEMA camps, there's too much patrol.
Yeah.
For people that don't know what FEMA camps are, they're just fucking nothing but concentration camps, modern concentration camps, with
Yeah.
furnaces the size of fucking warehouses for a furnace.
They got
We have hundreds
in every
of
FEMA
thousands of
camp.
coffins, plastic liner coffins.
Yeah, plastic liners, yeah, and then they got
That's their
guillotines.
actual
They got
name.
real guillotines, not Atlas video game guillotines.
No, real guillotines, metal, modern ones, where the bench actually, once it chops your head off, the bench that lays your body on, it flips automatically. So if they put that next to a giant mass pit, they can keep just guillotining all day. See, the other thing is, the Bible tells you, if you do not accept the mark of the beast, you will be beheaded. And the Noahide laws of the Jews, their capital punishment is beheading. Again, the Messiah is going to come. They have all the power. The one world. They plan, and they're calling for it now. A lot of conservatives are going to fall for it because we hate the UN. I hate the UN. But what comes after that's worse. They want to end the UN and have it all based out of Jerusalem and have